We're live. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Happy New Year. We got a special guest in the building today. His name is Jarrell. He's sitting over here to my right.
Thank
Jarrell,
you.
say something.
Thank you, people, for having me on. It's a
He's got,
privilege.
he's got a couple things he wants to talk about tonight, so we're looking forward to that.
Now,
Matt,
first
how
for
you doing over on the other
Jarrell,
side?
hey, I'm over here. I'm always having fun.
Yeah.
About to get the bottle popped. It's got that brand new APP up in the wall.
Okay. Oh, I like it. I like
And
it.
I'm noticing,
We're
where's
working
yours
as
though?
we go.
Where's yours? I don't
Dude,
see it.
well,
There used to be.
I started
What
getting
happened?
some comments, and they're like, "Yo, what's up with the sixth grade art in the background?" I'm like, you know what? Threw it away. I'm over it. It's on to the real
Well,
shit. So I'm gonna get something like this. I don't know where you got that from, like Barnes and Nobles or some shit. Like where do you get something like that?
Hobby Lobby, dog. Hobby
Hobby
Lobby's got.
Lobby.
Yeah, I went to
Okay.
Hobby Lobby. I'm gonna do some painting on that. But first, Jarrell, where did your name come from?
My name originally came from Superman's father's name. My mother, I guess she was watching the movie Superman in 1978 and liked the name Jor-El. It's a Krypton name. It's Superman's father's name, which is pretty cool.
That's
A lot of
awesome.
people recognize that when they talk to me.
I don't.
Dude, you know what's funny is I didn't either, but I had my mom's like good friend over for what were we?
A Thanksgiving dinner.
Thanksgiving. And he introduced himself as Jarrell. And the first thing my mom's friend said was, "Oh, Superman's father." And I was just like, what? I was drunk already, but I was just like, what? I started going off, and I'm like, oh, well, whatever, dude. But he
Oh,
says it all the time now,
Superman's
and I'm like,
dad.
oh shit, I got to rewatch the movie, dude, and see if that's for real. But I guess it is.
You know what? That is almost a nice tie-in to the little Star Wars segment. I think we should get into at this moment because,
Exactly.
yeah. So, Superman's dad, you said he's Krypton name. Like I don't fuck with Superman ever. I really don't like it. Is Superman's dad kind of like Luke's dad, where it's like some like I dude, some dark side of the force guy, or is
No,
he just some normal guy in the normal world?
yeah, he's a normal guy in the normal world. He's a good guy. So he's the one that gave Superman his powers when he sent him to planet Earth, as I hear.
Where are they from?
A planet Krypton.
Oh, I thought maybe okay. So
He's legit with it,
Superman's.
dude. He knows everything.
So
I didn't
so,
know this either.
Superman's name is Kal-El, and
Oh, here we go.
funny thing
I'm
is a
taking
lot of
this off. We're gonna get crazy with it.
a lot of people think that I should name my son, if I ever have a son, Kal-El, which will bring it all together, Jor-El and Kal-El.
Yeah, I'm with that. No,
But
that'd be cool.
the
That is
thing
cool.
the thing with the name Jor-El, it has a hyphen in it. So his father's name is Jor-L, so it's Jor-El.
Oh,
My mother
it-
just did it straight, Jor-El.
oh, she ain't fuck with the hyphen.
Yeah.
No,
How
okay.
would that be, right?
No, she's like, hyphen's gotta go. Your name is Jarrell, and people will mistake you for Jorl in your
Yeah,
life.
Gerald, Jerome, anything.
I don't know. I can get Jerome from that, but yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it. So, Superman, right? A reason why I don't mess with Superman is I feel like the most recent videos, at least in my timeline, I'm 26, but like since high school, the most recent reboots of the Superman movies have just sucked so bad, and it was
Dude,
like I could never get into it.
insane. What are you talking about?
That's like, and that's now. I'm saying like for the
Oh, like
last
the
10
last couple.
years,
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
you
They
know.
were pretty bad.
I agree.
There was a lot of hype behind them though, and then you watch it and you're like, no,
However, that last one that just came out
I didn't see that one.
was pretty good. With what's his name? The director.
Dude, they keep switching the Superman
Schneider.
too, don't they? Like the character or the guy that plays him, right? I don't
Well,
think
they
keep
have
the
to.
same-
It's like the
Not, I mean, yeah, but I think they didn't even do like a sequel or anything with any of those Supermans or the new generation Supermans. It's a different one each Superman movie.
Yeah.
could
Like
that
the
have been
latest
because
ones,
it
right?
bombed?
True.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's like,
They, they're
they
trying to gain that buzz, but
well,
I
they root.
played the first one when it first like the very first one that came out that was like the new one. Who's the guy that played him?
Yeah.
He does other stuff too, but I like that guy.
He was okay. He was okay.
You weren't down for him? Okay.
See,
I think the
Superman's
new one
dad
he was
does
pretty
not
cool.
down with it. No.
Nah, Superman's dad don't fuck with
What?
that shit. No.
Oh, yeah. You know, I'm not gonna lie, your internet connection's kind of weak. You're buzzing through here, itchy
What's
and
that?
scratchy. Like you're itchy and scratchy buzzing. Sometimes you guys get going, itchy and scratchy.
For
Hold on,
real?
I gotta pop this bottle though, real quick.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right, you go
Bottoms
ahead.
up.
You go ahead. Take it there.
Well, go ahead. I want you to go ahead and pop that bottle because we need to do a little New Year's cheers. We haven't done that yet. It's a little tradition we do here on the show. Pop these bottles
Oh,
or these drinky drinks, whatever we got going.
all right. Well,
So
cheers,
what kind of?
man.
Oh, there we go.
Cheers.
All right, everybody.
Let me bring
Jarrell,
the Seahawks
happy life.
solo
He got
cup
the
here.
Seahawk cup. Boom. We both got the Seahawk cup.
Patriot
But
fan
he's
with a
got his
Seahawks.
Patriot shirt on. Though.
Patriot fan with
He's
the
got the
Seahawks
shit.
cup.
Cheers. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. Gotta spread the
We're
love.
happy to be here. We appreciate the love.
Somebody intercept that cup from him.
Mm.
Just smack it. Smack it down.
All right,
a good
man.
one.
So start us off with something, dude. What's on your mind?
I was gonna take us into the Star Wars thing. So
Let's talk
here's
about some Star Wars. First off,
let's
before we start
look
talking
at
about the Star Wars, we got to show Jarrell's Star Wars headphones.
Yes.
Now, peep this shit.
It's the R2D2 headphones.
You got to take them off and show them real quick.
Yeah, okay,
You
I'm
got
gonna
to
take-
get
I'm gonna
close to
take
that
them off,
camera.
people. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right, show the
Peep
people.
this. Look at. You see that?
yes.
Sick, right?
Certainly beats Dre beats.
But I don't know nothing about Star Wars, so the movie.
You know what's
We got somebody that saw the actual movie, so we get to talk about that a little bit.
That is
well, I don't think we can talk about it though. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
No,
like
we can't talk about like what happens.
in
But
detail.
we can
Yeah.
talk about, was it good? What do you think? Disney. How do you think they did with it? What do you think about George Lucas not appreciating what they're doing with it?
Yeah, exactly. He didn't appreciate where they're going with the storyline.
Yeah,
It was actually all over the news too.
yeah. But then he came back out and I guess he called them white slaves, and
Really?
yeah. So he came back though, literally the next day, and he was like, "Oh no, I was misquoted. I was misworded. I appreciate everything Disney's done, and I love them 100%. Blah blah blah. I've worked with them for over 40 years, and whatnot." But
Yeah, they filled your pockets with money. Come on,
dude, I guess it's 4 billion. We were talking on the cast before, and I thought it was 2.3 billion. It was 4 billion they paid for that franchise.
now did
So,
they pay or did it make? Is it a $4 billion like establishment movie now so
it
far?
might have been at 2.3 off the bat, with the 1.7 coming on the back end, like as the movie grows or as they years go by, whatever they
Royalties.
negotiated. Yeah, but it was a $4 million contract.
Yeah, well, fuck,
So
it's
now Lucasfilm
definitely
no say whatsoever in what happens to Star Wars at all. Nothing, not one thing.
well,
Which
and the
can be disheartening for him.
well, that's what I'm saying. I think that's why he didn't like it so much is because he knew like it might not have been where he, was gonna take it or where he could take it, and then it, shit. That's like with anything, man. Like
Is that people, like, as I was looking at this article, people were talking about, was it the Phantom Menace? Was that the last one that was out?
I think so. Yeah, it was 3.
no,
Yeah.
that was Revenge of the Sith, number 3.
Correct.
Phantom Menace was number 1. Like the first episode
so
1.
people were talking
Phantom
about
Menace.
like when Phantom of the Menace came out, like they were off the, they liked the original 3, and then the new 3 they weren't about it.
Well,
For
that's
whatever reason.
because
They didn't
the
like- they didn't like
original
what he was.
the original was so bad. So the hardcore Star Wars fan. So here's what I did. This is why I want to talk about it, okay? This new girl at my work, she's super nerd and she loves it. Like, here's Star Wars this. I read all the books.
She's super nerd.
Absolutely thing. She's like, hey, you got to watch it. It's out here. She took 4 days off work to do.
Oh my God.
Yeah, to do the whole like movies, like all the old movies in the theater. They ran up all the way through 2 days and then up to the new movies premiere. She basically camped out in the theater all like the whole night, and then she took time off work to do this. And granted, she is new at my work. So it's like when she got hired, she on my work, like, in about a month, I'm going to have to take 3 days off these 3 days because I'm this into it. Right. So I asked her, I go, so like, I was never really into Star Wars, and if I'm going to watch them, like, how should I watch them? And I was like, because I'm the type of person that I like to watch it in chronological order. I like to watch the story develop. And she goes,
Correct.
yeah, you can do that. She was like, you could watch it like that. So that night I set up to go do that. I was going to start with episode 1, Phantom Menace. And then I just to kind of, see what the internet trolls were going to say about it. And they said apparently I had to start with episode 4 first. And they said if you don't do that, the reveal of finding out that Darth Vader is Luke's father, when it happens, it's not as big if you watch it in chronological order.
Yeah, but don't see like what I've gathered off of Star Wars, off of the time that it came out and to now, is people have ridden with it from the very beginning. So wouldn't you want to experience it just like the hardcore fans did too? Like, I mean, that's
Well, you would have to start with 4, and then
Well,
you go
that's
to
the
5,
thing.
then you go to
That's what
6,
I
and then
think
you go
that's
1, 2,
exactly.
3.
Yeah, that's so
oh,
it goes.
so that's what we're talking about though, right? So yeah, so
Well,
starting from the very
you got to think that the mastermind who came up with this, George Lucas, he did it for a reason. Like, he left it open for prequels and sequels. That's just the way I see it.
Well, so
That's
you
awesome.
feel like you should watch it 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3.
That is correct. Yeah, that's that true Star Wars fans that knows about the movie will tell you that. Yeah.
Okay, well, let me tell you what I did.
I
So
started at
I
4.
went.
No, 6.
Yeah, no. So, well, okay. I read this online, right? And this guy was super into it. And not only was he into it, but he also was credited on a lot of other websites like, oh, well, here's this oddball theory about how you could watch it too. And people seem to really like it. It went 4. And here's the funny thing. I didn't do this, but he was like, you can pretty much throw Phantom Menace in the garbage. he's like,
Oh,
that movie sucks. And it's
yeah,
actually
dude.
worse to the story than anything else. He goes, that movie just sucks so bad. So you can technically skip it. But I did it. So I went 4. And then I went back to 1, 2, 3, then continued on from the old 5 and 6. And then so I ended up really enjoying 4, okay, because I feel like that was the original. And then I ended up really enjoying 2 and 3. But just like he kind of said, I wasn't really into number 1. But then when I got to 5, and maybe Jarrell, you can help me out with this, I really wasn't vibing where, I mean, I understand it's a prequel and it was made 30, how many years, 20 years later or whatever it is, but man, they went from Yoda being this crime fighting ultra, dude, to, and this is literally not very far into the future. We're talking maybe, Darth Vader had his babies. Now it's Luke, in movie 5. Luke is what? He's got to be 18, or maybe older, 20, 22. But
Yeah.
it's like, okay, all of a sudden, 20 years later, Yoda's this like underwhelming prick, and it's like it's like he's not even magical. I feel like watching Yoda in the prequels, he's magical. Like people put this, magic sense on him. And then you get to 5, because you don't even see him in 4. And he's like he's just this old decrepit like a puppet or something like that, and you got to take it with the grain of salt because it is made in 77, 78.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, I know that, in 2010 or 2005 when the, episode 3, the most recent one, came out, and between 1977 there's a lot of computer graphics and everything out that's different, but I
Yes.
just didn't like where they went to did with Yoda. It
So
almost
in
took my childhood away.
in the new ones or the old ones?
So the most recent, which is the prequels, right?
Okay.
Those
So
I
so
want.
as far as the originals though, like what'd you think of those?
So like 4, 5, 6.
6, yeah.
Well, see, like I said, I really liked 4 because it was the first one I watched, and let me give a backstory. I've never seen Star Wars ever. So it's like, I just was never into it. So watching these was like my very first time ever. So when I watched number 4, I was okay with it. I vibed with it. It was kind of cool. You saw Harrison Ford and as a young dude, and so that was kind of cool. And but then again, said because I went and trailed back to the future almost, uh,
Now that's a
it
series right
kind of
there.
Oh yeah.
see, that's a real. We should be talking about that right now.
Talk about Back to the Future
And
all the
we,
time.
we should we should touch on that as well.
Back to the Future.
Yeah,
Dude,
we'll
Back to the
touch on
Future
that
is the
next
shit,
segment.
bro.
Yeah.
That is the shit. What was
Well, okay, let's finish this Star Wars thing
Yeah,
real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Jarrell, I feel like you got something to say. Hit me with it.
Well, my take on the original Star Wars, just like I grew up with that. When it came out, I was what, 5? Well, I was born in 1980, so the movies were a big hit in the 80s, and one of the things that George Lucas did was use the special effects. That's why him, Spielberg, they always thought outside the box and try to make things bigger back then in the 80s. But as a kid, I watched the movies because of R2D2 and all that stuff and the special effects, which were great back then. But now you look at it and it's like, wow, how much effects have changed throughout the years. And even after seeing the new one, of course, the picture is better and the effects and all that stuff. But it's I guess one of the stuff that George Lucas criticized was that they didn't do anything new. They kind of kept it retro, and that's what he wasn't too happy about. That's why if you look at 4, 5, 6, they're kind of the same almost, but with new characters, new ships.
But I think he was giving the fans like what they wanted. I mean, it was obvious.
Well, yeah,
they lined up like
correct,
in
and
freaking
he stayed the
herds,
same, yeah.
right?
But everything changed in 1, 2, 3, just like Matt said. It's
Yeah.
like new characters and these characters that didn't even make sense. I wasn't a big fan of the 1, 2, 3 series.
Well, so here's the thing, and here's why I definitely because okay, imagine Star Wars, right? They did 1, 2, and 3, but from they never went from 19, technically from the story's point of view, they went from 1970 all the way up 2016 with the characters, you know, and like where the story apparently chronologically happened, even though we had the most recent Star Wars movie in 2005 or whatever, like that was the prequel, right? So
Yeah.
the end of that shit was like the start of the old movies. So like when they talk about like giving the fans what they wanted, like, well, yeah, because 1, 2, and 3 were like this new age, like, prequel. It was driven on, fucking CGI, and that's why people really didn't like it. And apparently, like, because Star Wars tried to give back to the fanboys, the people that shit, people like my dad. My dad went to the movie. He was like, it was the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, why? He goes,
the original one.
all the old characters are back, and he's like, they're all old
He
and
saw
shit.
the new one.
Yeah, he saw the
Yeah,
new
see,
one.
that's what I'm saying. I think like Disney gave like the hardcore fans like what they wanted.
Exactly, and that's a huge point of
Yeah.
why the movie has made what, $1 billion in 12 days, which is
Yeah.
It is, yeah. It's more than that,
insane.
but it'll crack 2 billion. It'll be like the first movie ever to fucking make $2 billion.
Well, and
It
that's
hit
what
home for those that are the true fans, just like Matt was saying, and you, Jason.
yeah, and the people that like were more than just 8 when the movies came out,
And
that
not
was
only
like that was their pop culture when they were 17,
Yes.
Well, what Disney does like super solid is integrate not only the movies with merchandise, rides, all these different things that they throw together. Like, look at Jarrell's rocking these headphones right here, dude. How much are those headphones you think?
100.
$100 headphones, just like that, right?
100 for just R2 on the side.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
right? So
And it's a collectible.
it's a collectible. Well, that's what
5,
everyone
because
thinks.
they have Vader ones.
Oh,
They
dude,
have
the
a
Vader ones would be
Stormtrooper.
No, they're not collectible anymore though. They're out of the package.
Yeah, you're right. I had to open these up.
No, well, let's transition back to the Future real quick, just because it's going to transition into something else that we want to talk about tonight. So when I said, Back to the Future, it had some sort of conspiracy, with it. I looked it up real quick, and what it was the Back to the Future franchise. They're basically saying that it predicted the September 11th attacks. And like, if you remember in the movie at the mall where this, you know, like where one of the time traveling scenes happens, or where they go back in time, they'll come back, you know, into the future, whatever. They go to the Twin Peaks Mall, right? And the Twin Peaks Mall was supposed to stand for like the Twin Towers. And then when he came back into the future, it was just the Peak Mall, like, or something like that. And there was only one peak
tower.
One tower, which is basically
it might have
standing
fell
for
in
One World
that
Trade
time.
Center. Yeah, like little things like that, which
because
is just
he
like,
went back to the future in like 2012, right? Or 2015. That was
2015
it.
is exactly when he went into the future. Yeah. So that, and it literally just happened. I think it was like April, or something like that, right? But yeah,
Yeah,
so
everybody in the world saw those memes. Hey, we're lit. You know, it was like the rage. It was the number
awesome,
one
remember?
trending thing. Yeah,
dude, because I watched like they made like this little like video, and I think that was I don't know who put that together, but that was pretty interesting stuff. I mean, watching it, you're like, it's kind of undeniable. And that's what's funny about like one of the topics we want to talk about tonight, which are like conspiracies, is like, you know, when they really go hardcore with it and they start putting stuff together, they start dialing in the pictures, or they make a video and you start watching this, you know, stuff, or you hear like audio clips or whatever, you know, you really are just like, man, you know, maybe they are onto something here, dude. This is kind of, you know, like you want to think that, nah, it's just a freaking conspiracy, it's no big deal, whatever, they're just tripping. But you start watching this stuff and you're like, dude, this is crazy, dude. This is kind of weird.
It would have been bananas if the Cubs would have won the World Series.
Oh my god, dude! If that would have happened,
right there would have been chilling to the bone.
Yeah, it would. That would have been insane. And it
that's
it was
you
coming,
know,
like close, dude. And we're,
yeah,
you know,
no, they were close, and that's what I mean. It was crazy. I thought it was crazy.
Well, it wasn't that. Are you talking about the Beckett scene where like he talks to Biff and he tries to predict it through the, remember what does he do? Biff gets rich off of that, right?
off of
off of sports betting in the future, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So is that what you're talking about?
That's
the Cubs winning the World Series?
Winning the World Series, right.
Well, no, it was in the beginning when he first got to the future. You know, they had the 3D Jaws, and then they showed like this. I don't even know what you call it, just like a highlight of the Cubs winning the World Series.
So that's what it was. Yeah. Oh, damn!
But the funny thing is, the Cubs were literally a series away from going to the World Series.
Yeah, Yasiel Puig, right?
Yeah. Well, no, Yasiel Puig played.
No, that's on the Dodgers, right?
Yeah, the Dodgers.
Damn, they look the same to me. I don't follow baseball. I'm not a big baseball fan.
Me neither. I can't get into it. Sorry if any of our
Wilson
baseball fans. Oh man.
In regards of talking about Back to the Future, I'm a big fan that you should leave those movies alone. You should never try to remake them or even do a sequel, prequel, none of that stuff. Just leave them alone.
Okay.
You guys agree or disagree?
I disagree because I
totally disagree, bro. I got to disagree with you, dog, because just like what he was just talking about with his dad and how special it was for him to go to the movie and be like, that was the greatest movie I've ever seen. That's important. That's important for like for our generation when we get older. Like we want stuff like that. Like if you just, you know, cancel it all out, it's like everything that in life you really have nothing to look forward to, that you can kind of like reminisce and be like, man, back in my day, like when, you know, and just kind of like relive those moments. That's a big
talk to him through the mic though. You're turning your head.
I mean, I'm trying to talk. Okay.
But he's right.
You no more.
I'll look at you through the screen.
Okay.
He's right. I want that for the same exact reason. In 20 years, I want to go and I want to like see that Super Bowl run of Russell Wilson, and I want it to be played by the newest black actor, small guy, built through the college ranks. You know, basically he's not going to get a starting job. He transfers colleges. He gets picked third round. He wins the Super Bowl in 3 years. Like, I want to watch that movie.
Yeah.
You know,
me too.
And it's like, you know, just for reasons like that, you know, whatever, like what's a movie that's big right now that could be remade, I guess. Not like
well,
like, okay, so The Matrix was a awesome, you know, movie, right? The very first one was awesome.
Yeah, The Matrix.
So like, if it was done right, if that franchise was either, you know, picked up by a different company, like whatever company that may be, in like the next 15 years, 20 years or something, they go back and they like, you know, make these remakes of this thing. Or
would you remake it, or would you do like a Star Wars prequel?
Dude,
sequel?
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, because you got to have Keanu in there. I mean, you got to have him in there.
Well, but that's the thing.
That's the thing, though.
And that's why I think you can't do Back to the Future. because
no,
that dude is like, he's about to die. He's got like
no,
Parkinson's.
I think they can do it just how they did it with Han Solo. Like Han Solo was in the movie, right? Which everybody knows this already because it's in the commercial. So I ain't.
Yeah, no, but he was same dude, Harrison Ford. He was
Harrison
not
Ford,
no
right?
new
I know,
dude.
but they brought him back, like, didn't they bring him back for?
Well, yeah, they brought back the character, yes, for the movie, yeah.
For the movie, right? And he's super old, so they'll do the same thing with Keanu. But Keanu ain't gonna be able to fucking be all kung fuing and shit when he's 65.
But he could be,
So,
because look at Harrison.
like,
There's no
mentor, he
reason
could be
why he
like
couldn't
something.
be, you know.
He
But
could be
it's a movie.
something different. He might, give the reign over to some, you know what I mean? Just whatever. I don't know.
He
could
could
be
play
Morpheus.
Morpheus. Yeah, there you
Maybe
go.
the new Morpheus. Yeah.
Ditto.
Yeah. So
Ditto. Drink
it
drink
could,
on that.
you know,
Drink on that.
yeah, we will drink on that. We will drink on that. Cheers.
Cheers. Bang.
But yeah, dude. So, I definitely think that remakes and going back to things like that to help out, our generation and give us something to look forward to in the years to come, I think definitely needs to be
Well,
done.
like Matt said, if there's going to be a remake of Back to the Future, it has to be within the next 5 to even 7 years. I mean,
Well,
the
see,
guy
like,
is old.
Recent, yeah.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd is old, and Michael J. Fox, he's got some health issues and stuff.
Yeah. So with that one, they can do a prequel. They can do a prequel.
No,
like
because you can't make Doc look young.
Hey,
Like,
dude,
you got to have something.
You can do something like, dude, bro.
No, but hold on.
Have you seen?
What
Have you seen
though?
this new actor that's going to be playing Tupac in this new Tupac buyout movie? Buyout.
I heard about it. I seen it. I
Dude,
didn't.
He looks just like Tupac.
Yeah.
Trust me, you'll be able to find a Christopher Lloyd looking guy
and a Michael J. Fox.
and a Michael J.
Yeah,
Fox
but you know
that,
what?
match them
It's
to look
not
young,
going to be
bro.
the same. Then don't make the movie.
There you go, and that's why I
See,
agree
so now,
with
okay,
not
now you're back on
making-
Jarrell's side then, okay?
But look, my dad just sent me a picture. Look, it goes. You see that?
Oh,
Way to go,
yeah,
Cubs.
dude.
Way to go,
Nice.
Cubbies! From
Dude, is your dad watching?
My dad's the single viewer, I think.
Oh, dude, that's dope. That is dope.
Your dad's the man.
What's your dad's name?
Dude, my dad, it's Matt. I'm a junior.
Oh, dude,
Oh,
Matt Jr. Oh,
and Matt Senior.
well, Matt Senior, it's
Superman,
a pleasure. I
Jarrell.
look forward to meeting you
Oh.
someday.
Jarrell
I'm proud of
Jr.
your son. You got a good kid on your hands right here. So
Damn.
very proud.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
And my dad's awesome because he just sent that to me. He's like, damn, I remember, because we were talking about that the other day. I think we were talking about Back to the Future, me and him, during the time where it was like, hey, it's Back to the Future Day. I think, what's kind of funny about old versus new, right?
Yeah.
Because my dad's like, it's kind of weird because we're talking about it right now. He's listening, right? But like, my dad just discovered emojis not too long ago, right? And here's the thing, like, I don't really fuck with emojis myself, but like, my dad sends me emojis every day now. It's like,
oh, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, when my dad figured that out, which was like, about a year ago or so, because he just got like an iPhone and shit. He had a flip phone like forever, right? He got an iPhone, dude, and he like figured out how to do emojis. So after every text, bro, there's a thumb up. The thumb up emoji, dude. I'm just like, God damn it, dude. I don't need the thumb up every time, dude. Like, every time. No matter what it was, dude. It's like, good night. Like, all right.
Dude, my dad blasted me one day. He's like, hey, you need to get a Christmas tree in your house. And he sent me like 25 Christmas trees. 12 snowman. 12 snowman.
Do me a favor, Matt Senior. Can you text your son just to test this volume out? I just want to make sure our volume's okay. I know we had a little technical difficulty before we started with the sound. Just want to make sure that we're coming in clear, crisp, loud, clear.
Hey, it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
The guy I work with that I sit next to that told me about the whole Kurt Cobain thing. So he's at work one day. He's like, hey, I listened to the cast. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, dude, I was just sitting. He goes, I was just sitting down watching TV, and I decided to put that shit on. He goes, I must have listened for 45 minutes. It's like,
what?
He's just put it on. Yeah, he's like, I just put it on.
That's epic.
This dude's like 45, 50. He's like, no, he's like 55.
That's epic.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that. I love hearing stuff like that.
It's hard not to.
Tune in, you can tune out, whenever you want. We may talk about stuff you want to hear. We may not. We may just be bullshitting and you're bored and you just want to kind of, zone out of your normal life and listen to some guys that are, talking some shit on, a couple different random topics.
I'm talking about.
And that's what we're here for. We're just here to have a good time, and we want everybody to enjoy themselves, and we enjoy them, and that's what we're here for. So, going back though, going back to the conspiracies a little bit. So should we talk about a couple conspiracies at all?
Yeah.
I'm down. I'm down.
Yeah. Drill, you got anything?
What's our
Um,
specialist have?
Well,
What for?
I'll Google some stuff that I thought
Okay. Well,
was
you don't
very
got to Google
interesting.
because I got a couple things right here
Go
already.
ahead, jump it off.
So, all right, let's go with all right, let's talk about September 11th real quick. Okay, since we were already talking about it a little bit, there's a lot of people out there that think that it was an inside job. Now, before we even start talking about it, I
Okay.
just want to hear what each person thinks real fast.
All right.
And
Go
then
with
mix it in.
go with Superman's dad over there.
Go ahead, Jarrell.
I am one to think that it was an inside job. Just too many coincidences for it not to be. My main one was when these planes were going towards the World Trade Center. There was a I guess there was a, what's the word I'm looking for?
Explosion.
No, I guess they had a like the screen of all the planes when the directions they're going and whatnot.
Radar.
Yeah, apparently in the radar there was a training going on, so they couldn't tell where these planes were going. At the time that these planes were heading towards the World Trade Center, there was a radar training going on where no one knew where the planes were going.
Well, that's why, yeah, like when the emergency was radioed in, they asked if it was exercise or real life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So is that a coincidence or what? I mean,
Well, here. I don't think that's a coincidence, though. Listen,
Yeah,
if I'm somebody that is gonna fly a plane in the Trade Center, I'm gonna make sure that it's on a day they're doing a fucking training exercise. I think that's more like flying a plane into a building 101. You know, it's like find
Yeah.
where we can input the holes.
but
Right.
where would they get that info though to know
Well,
that there's a
fuck.
training?
I
or
mean,
an exercise
goddamn.
going on?
That's what I'm
Like,
saying. This whole
anybody
thing
can
was
get
not
any
inside
piece
of
of
it.
info.
Oh, yeah.
Today's,
Yeah, I can't how many
you
times
hack,
the government's been hacked.
dude. I mean, people are
So,
like, yeah, you can hack that shit.
well, I'm gonna tell you what I think. What did it for me? Now, I do think it was an inside job, and I don't want to think that way, unfortunately, but I do, and I'll tell you why. So, the World Trade Center, there was a few different buildings, right? You had obviously the towers, right, which were the big one, and they
And
both
then
went down.
Building 7, right? Two
And
towers
then
in Building 7.
Yeah, Building 7 is what did it for me.
Yep.
When Building 7 came down, Building 7 was never hit. Okay, Building 7 was also like, I don't know, dude, 50 yards, 70, 100
Kitty
yards, whatever
corner.
it was, like, yeah, away from those buildings. Now, I can understand that, like, as stuff is going down, there's like rubble and, stuff flying. But for that building to come down the way it came down, literally imploding on itself without
Yep.
being hit, without being touched, that's what did it for me. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is going on here? Like, this is bizarre. Like,
And
something.
witnesses heard explosions going on. So I mean, why would that
Yeah,
happen?
that was so for
What?
me, that leads into what I'm saying. I think it definitely was an inside job.
So if it now, and here's another crazy fact about it is, and I don't know if it was years before or the time length, but the buildings were inspected for asbestos. Okay, and they literally were completely just filled with asbestos, and they were supposed to be completely renovated, right? The cost on renovating those two towers was so high that it would have been way cheaper to just destroy them and start over again. But I don't know, like, if they, see, that's where it's like, well, why wouldn't you just fucking blow them up then, and take everybody out, blow them up and restart, I don't know if it was like an insurance thing or, I don't know what that was. Like, it was something strange. So they decided basically, like, they weren't going to do it. And it was like a year or two. And then this happens, and
Well,
literally every building is destroyed. And now they have their one World Trade Center, which is, the only one standing to this day now that they just, built, obviously. But yeah, so, all those buildings went down, which is just no other building. Dude, I've been to Times Square. I've been to Manhattan, right? Dude, those buildings are all very close. There was plenty of buildings that could have came down. Nothing else came down besides those government buildings.
So here's my thing, right? Like, again, okay, so I said I definitely think it was an inside job. Two reasons. Okay. One is what you've already said, is people heard explosions. Not only that, but when you look into some of the conspiracy like videos, apparently how like building 7 could have even collapsed, or even how that whole twin tower collapsed, like people were hearing explosions on the ground level.
Right.
And it was like, clearly they had detonated bombs from the base and like aided these things to come,
Well, what's crazy is
tumbling
that
down.
as you watch videos of like even the planes, flying into the trade center, you see like sparks and you see, flames, or you see flashes, in some of the windows before the buildings fall down. In some of the videos, like you see, like it's the same thing, some explosion looking type of things happening in the windows of the buildings. I mean, it's very bizarre. But I was watching this documentary, and they were basically talking about like what would have to happen in order to bring those buildings down. Like what literally would have to happen in order to get those buildings to come down. And they were talking about how like that building was so strong, the only way that it would be able to implode like that and come down the way that it came down, that they would literally have to slice through the elevator shafts, because those elevator shafts were designed to like, withstand, I mean, an ungodly amount. I mean, it can't just implode like that. It would, if it were, it would like kind of come down a little bit and then fall this way, or,
Correct.
right, whatnot. It wouldn't completely implode on itself like that. So
especially from the top,
right,
and where those planes hit, like they weren't in the middle, they were like at the fucking top 8th of that building,
exactly.
Right.
So here's my number 2. Sorry, Jarrell, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, I was just going to say, touching on what Jason was saying, we've all seen documentaries and what have you. And I remember seeing one that this building in China, probably a little bit shorter than the World Trade Center, burned for like, I don't know, 24 hours straight, and it never collapsed. So how does these two buildings collapse when to me it was demolished? It was just like an explosion, like how they do in Vegas when they blow up the hotels. They just fall straight down.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Implosion.
Exactly. There's no way that.
Well, but also think about this, like they talk about the twin towers. Okay, so the twin towers were equal length up and down. So basically like they were a pillar. But look at an ice cream cone, like when you fly a plane into the top scoop of the ice cream, like the ice cream falls off. The whole damn cone doesn't disintegrate, fall, terrible analogy, but it's like
kind of a terrible analogy, dog.
No, but it's still the same. That ain't gonna happen like that. It's just not gonna happen. My second thing is, why the fuck did they take every bit of that rubble and ship it out of the United States like instantly? Within the first 14 days, every bit of that evidence was gone.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. That's bizarre.
It went to Cuba. It went to some fucking place in Cuba, in some hangar in Cuba, double securityed and gone.
Well, I know that they have pieces of what, like little remnants that have like, withstood whatever.
Yeah, memorials
like
that
memorials,
they all want you to worship for them.
Have you seen it? It's in it's right by, is it the Block? No, it's by Angel Stadium. It's by over by our baseball team, the Angels. There's a basically like a, I don't even know what it really is. It's like this big, huge piece of metal. Looks like a frame almost. Something that
rebar
stood. It was rebar, or something like that. And it basically is just standing, and there's like an American flag, whatever. But I'm pretty sure there's stuff like that like all over the country. Not everywhere, but I'm multiple places, I'm sure. But yeah, I don't know about that other stuff. I never heard that. That's the first time I heard that.
And then what about that's just the World Trade Center, but what about the Pentagon? When that plane hit, the only video that recorded when supposedly the plane hit, and I quote that, the FBI was there collecting the camera, so no one was able to look at the camera. That
Are you talking about the Pentagon?
Yeah, the Pentagon.
Oh, the Pentagon. Okay.
And how come there was like, I guess, one wing? I mean, if a building.
So that was the other thing. Like, people were saying that it was a missile that hit the Pentagon versus a plane.
Correct.
I mean,
I
it's
didn't know that. I thought it was the whole plane. It was not a plane.
no. So that they said it was a plane, but the thing is
Oh,
this:
okay. So
at the scene,
I think it's a plane for a
yeah.
good
So
reason.
so
Like they
so
told me
yeah.
that.
But at the scene,
Okay.
right? There was literally not a single piece of evidence. Everything was disintegrated. Everything. Not even a wheel, a rim, uh, a piece of the plane, a seat, anything. Everything was
The
gone.
black box that's supposed to be
Gone.
Fire doesn't melt
indisgradable.
like that.
Gone, dude.
Fire doesn't melt
So
metal
it
like
was
that.
gone. So, jet fuel burns at like 1800 degrees or something like that. Someone, very high temperature. Now I understand it's going to, eventually, whittle steel, it'll make it vulnerable. Right. But stuff like that. And the same thing with Pennsylvania, the plane that went down in Pennsylvania. They made a movie about it, United 93, right? About the plane that was going to crash into the White House, but the people that were in the actual plane took it over and were managed to break into the cockpit, and they brought that plane all the way down straight to the ground in a field in Pennsylvania, I believe. And same thing, crash site, nothing.
Not even the black box, right? I think the
Nothing.
black. I mean, how?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, we even found something, that damn Vietnam plane that went missing, that they think like they found little bits of it,
Yeah.
Not even that thing can escape us, but yet there's 4 planes that went down trying to terrorize us. You can't find a damn thing except for what's put in the memorials of your place and New York and maybe Chicago or
Right.
you know that's nuts.
I
So
think
it definitely happened.
the
Like
bigger agenda was to create war, and they did,
Yeah.
and a lot of
or to
Americans.
give us a reason to turn around and the people be okay with us, going to war. Most people are like, okay, well, the reason why it happened is
Yeah,
because
well, we were, dude. I mean, in all honesty, we were in a very good spot. Bill Clinton, which I don't know, Jarrell, like your politics state. I don't know if you're a Republican or Democrat. If you don't even care, I don't know.
Yeah.
But when Bill Clinton, which he was a Democrat, he had the economy at its best by far, in my opinion, by far. When he left office and George Bush came in, which a lot of people were upset about. I don't know if you remember when he first got elected, people were throwing eggs at him and all kinds of shit. Okay. Now
I
he
don't
goes
know if
down
you
after
remember.
this war and everything like, oh, he was a hero and he did this and I respect Bush and blah, 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 because of September 11th, which was most likely a inside job. People liked him, which is fine, whatever. I liked one thing about George Bush. I liked his speeches. I thought he was a great speaker. I thought that
Really, because that's the one thing everybody clowns on him about, is his
bro.
speeches and how he can
Dude,
barely
the
put
post September 11th
together.
speech. The post September 11th speech. Go on YouTube after we get done here.
That wasn't his
Anybody
speech.
listening
That
to
was
this?
written to him. He's an idiot.
Yeah.
I understand. No, I understand that, but it was the way that he represented himself in the country is what I respected. You'll see when you go and listen to the speech.
The
But anyways,
one fucking, the one thing.
I don't like George Bush. I'm trying. You're talking to me like I like George Bush.
No.
Number one hater on George Bush, dude.
Here's my thing. It's
one thing out of his whole presidency that I liked.
Everything was great, and then he got here. What I think happened. Well, I don't know if he fucked it up intentionally. I think he just got greedy. I think he wanted more, and then here's a little bit.
I think he wanted to. You got to remember when his dad was in, office. We were in the Gulf War.
His dad was okay. His dad was good though. During that war, everything ended up okay.
Was it Desert Storm in 90? 91?
It doesn't matter. Here's the thing. This is a little bit of where this conversation is going, though. It's like George Bush, right? He wanted more, but it was more than that. So, here we go into another conspiracy. Apparently, George Bush is part of one of the richest families and bloodlines in the whole everything.
Agreed.
His bloodline runs. I mean, this is Illuminati stuff.
Yes.
Apparently.
Agreed.
He's related to the Queen of England and the Rothschilds or something like that, the richest, one of the richest families in ever. I think what happened is that we as Americans, when Clinton was here, and again the difference between Democratic and Republican, we were okay with our relationship and how we were getting oil. We were okay with But think about it this way too, oil prices raise in general, right? I mean, just anything raises, like we were talking about yesterday or last time. you know, from day one to day 100, you can't expect the same thing to be on sale for the same price. So I
Right.
think what happened was oil prices were inflating, and George Bush decided, well, we want oil, so let's bomb, but let's create a situation where we can the American people can be okay with us going in their country and not only taking everything that they own and basically resorting to us versus them for 15 years, but let's go see what's going on with this oil. Let's go get this. Let's go make sure that this is ours forever. And I don't yeah, it could definitely be, that case, but man, it isn't oil. Jarrell, by the way, is the only person on
Yeah.
here right now.
Yeah.
He's there, open empty chair. Don't you think that the most expensive piece of earth material that's not renewable is oil?
Yeah. Petroleum. Absolutely. I
Oil's
mean,
not renewable. You can't just, once you use up the earth's oil, like the earth starts to change. It's grease is no longer there,
or whoever has it has the power, and that's going back to what you said, Illuminati, and what their bigger plan is. Well, we're owning the gold, of course, the diamonds, the petroleum, even the Rothschilds, as you mentioned. They at some point want to have a world currency. So, if one family, one bank, which is the one that they own, has
Right.
one currency, think about how much power they're going to have over the world. Forget the euro, forget the American dollar. It's the Rothschilds running the world with their currency, and that's where they're aiming for. I mean, that's why they're so powerful, and what their plan is overall.
So let me ask you a question. There's two sides of this coin. No pun intended. Hold on, just let me take you there, okay? There's two sides of this coin. Yes, one world government, one world economy, okay? Yes, that makes that one person forever powerful, rich. Things will never change. But doesn't and this isn't me seeing it's just that me playing devil's advocate because I really enjoy to play devil's advocate. It's fun. Doesn't that kind of put the whole world together though? Like I think the reason why we're watching all these videos day in and day out about, Africans being, can barely get water and they're living in just garbage. It's like, man, if we weren't so divided, and we always know what's dividing us, and that's money, that's finances, and that's
Mhm.
because, you know, the American businessman or an American, because that's what people don't know. Our money is printed by the Federal Reserve, which
Correct.
is in England. Our money is English. We every bit of money we have is actually just an IOU from England, which is where the British are coming, right? And then Columbus sailed the seas, and then they brought their world over to the Indians, which were here, which were people that great spirituality, you know, and just completely fuck this whole land over, So, but isn't that, Jarrell, let me ask you, isn't that good for us? Don't you think it's good
I,
for the
I,
countries that aren't surviving for us all
no,
to be
I don't think so, because like I said, if one family or one bank has control over the world's currency, they can dictate what to do with it and who to give it to and who to give loans to. Um, America was great, from what I hear, back in the 50s and in the 40s and 60s, and it kind of just everything went downhill in the 70s, starting late 70s and 80s and then 90s, and you know what
after the
happened in
drugs?
the 2000s. Yeah. Um, but from what I know, Fort Knox is where they keep the gold. Obviously, like you said, the dollar bill is an IOU. I mean, when America is in debt to Brazil, um, I think it was like 30 something billion dollars. to a country like Brazil, which is almost considered third world country,
Yeah, yeah,
that's when you know you have a problem. And that's America's not the superior country no longer as I see it today. It was, and from what I hear, a, a middle what is it, a middle class family, they had a great life. Dad went to work, made 50 or whatever. Back in the day it was probably like
sure.
20, 30 grand, which is considered in today's money probably
It's probably more
eight.
like 15 grand. My grandparents paid $15,000 for their
There you
house,
go. So
and now
anybody who
it's worth
made
600.
yeah, anyway. Wow, that's a good investment.
Yeah,
Yeah, but if they
I
kept
was 55.
on their home for
Well,
that
well,
long,
well,
though,
kind of like with that and kind of going back to the conspiracy thing, I wanted to bring up, since you guys were talking about the 50s and 60s when we thought that it was a great time. So I did a little research on a couple
Nice.
different conspiracy theories, and a lot of them
Please tell
range,
me you're going to take it to my favorite conspiracy theory of all time,
which is
John F. Kennedy.
okay. Well, we can get there, but here, let me
Ah, damn it.
we'll
Okay,
get
I
there.
thought for sure that was it. That's
We'll
like
get
the
there.
We'll get there.
We'll
conspiracy.
get there. So check this out. Okay. So the first one that I found that I thought was kind of interesting, I'm going to just read it to you. So the CIA ran secret mind control operations from the 50s to the early 70s, which is kind of crazy. It was so real that Bill Clinton issued a public apology on the behalf of the government, right? And I guess there's like growing evidence that Theodore Kaczynski was a subject of Project ML Ultra, which is basically like code name for this secret mind control operation, right? While he was studying at Harvard. Now, do you know who Theodore Kaczynski is?
No, go hit me.
Unabomber.
Oh,
Okay.
he goes, let me take a drink after
I got
that.
good, right?
Let's drink to that. All right.
Right. So check it out. So the second one that I found is Operation Mockingbird is what it's called. So in the late 40s during the Cold War, the CIA launched a top secret project called Operation Mockingbird. The goal was to buy influence, and you're going to love this, Matt. The goal was to buy influence and control in all the major like media outlets, so like radio or television or
Advertising,
journalism back then, which were which was huge, reporters, all that stuff, right?
Madman.
And there was reports that journalists and broadcasters, different people were directly on the CIA's payroll, which is nuts. The third one that I found was and this is something that I think that this hits home to Matt a lot, and he talks about it with me all the time.
Damn, all right.
Is the government illegally spies on its own citizens. The NSA has been collecting, phone metadata, right, that directly violates our Fourth Amendment and our free speech, association. So, these are all true. These are all things that happened, have been proven that happened. And this all came out when what was that kid's name that came out with I'm drawing a blank now, dude.
You talking about Napster?
No.
Justin Timberlake?
No. Nah. What the hell is that kid's name? He's basically
Justin,
banned.
he's
banned from the country. He's in Russia right now. He's in Russia right now.
80s, 90s?
No, this is recent.
Right now. He's trying to say right now.
He released
He
that.
leaked it like on WikiLeaks?
WikiLeaks. He released WikiLeaks, dude.
Nah, I don't know who that is. But
Nah,
let me talk about the government spying. Okay. Yes, the government are spying and collecting metadata. But I don't think that they're necessarily like using it how everyone, this is kind of where I think
this is all. Okay, so when I told you about the spying, that's all post 9/11, which was, basically implemented after something.
Well, here's the thing. I'm completely cool with the government spying. They're really only accessing the portals that they're taking those avenues to. So like if they hear that this dude's like in America now, he's kind of with an old ISIS group or whatever, from like he's on the list, like they might get him. But here's the thing that I was going to take with it. Like your privacy laws, let me ask you both a question, okay? When you accepted Facebook, and they say, okay, read all your rules and terms, and you click that box to accept that. Tell me you read every bit of what that fucking said.
Let me tell you one thing real fast. I don't read any of that shit ever.
Me either.
Never.
So
Because
that's
guess
what I'm saying.
The biggest platforms, they have their own, structure, control, rights, all these different things that you got to fucking basically waive.
Damn,
And
hold on. Update. Do.
Nice.
My fucking mom just texted me. Is the gentleman's name you were asking about Eric Snowden?
Yes. Eric Snowden.
That from the text from the mom.
Dude, that's awesome. Thank you, Mom.
Oh, that's
Eric
my
Snowden.
mom. Eric
That's
Snowden.
okay. Yeah, he's in Russia right now. I'm pretty sure he's in Russia. He's banned from the United States. Okay, we want him so bad it's not even funny, because he released all these different things that the government were trying to keep private, and he basically he committed treason, basically is exactly what he did. So they want him bad, but I guess he's kind of protected in Russia, and he won't come back.
So, yeah, like you said, he was a CIA employee.
Right. And he had access to certain files, and he was able to release those. He released those files illegally.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thank you, Mom, to that. I just drank to that because that was fantastic.
Yeah, hell
it was bugging me. I was like, man, should I go on Google?
Let's all drink to that real quick. That shit never happens.
No. But let's go one more time. Cheers. With the Seahawk Cup. Love it.
Seahawk Cup with the Patriot shirt, though.
Dude, so you got Mom and Dad watching, dude? That's awesome.
Yeah, well, they support me.
Dude, none of my peoples are freaking representing, dude.
No one's watching on your side.
Nah.
But let me take you back. You don't read the damn fine print.
Tag him, so.
No.
What's that?
You don't read the fine print on the Facebook thing. So
I don't read the fine print on anything.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So as much
Dude,
as
when I lease my car or buy my car, do you read the fine print on your contract?
I'm not gonna say I do. What I'm saying is the second that you are okay with being on Facebook, or you're being on your cell phone, think about it. It's as trivial as iPhone. It's just built in there. Every time you buy an iPhone, you're given the government ability to say, hey, at any time, though, the government can just tap into this shit at any time, because you ain't reading page 125 of this fine print, and you're just going to accept it because you want our iPhone.
Right, exactly.
And so it's like, at what point do we say to the naysayers that, hey, man, it's not, yes, the government, they're doing their thing.
My boy Alan's watching, dude. What's up, Alan? I got to just say what's up to him.
Okay, you got
in the house. Here we go. Cheers. Hey,
Alan's your little brother. It's all right.
I appreciate it.
That's okay. Oh, she said 2 viewers, 1 phone. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
That's what's up. That's like that's not giving us the credit where credit is due. We don't get that plus other 1 viewer.
Right.
That's all right though. That's all right. Are we done with conspiracies though?
Yeah, no, I'm that was all I wanted to bring up. I just wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit. I don't know if you wanted to keep on going with the Illuminati. You brought that up a little bit.
I'm good with that, because it's definitely there. It's all right.
Okay, well, so a lot of people,
nothing we can do about it.
No. So a lot of people, though, don't exactly know what the Illuminati is. Now, I'm going to ask you straight up. Do you know what it is?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, do I know what the Illuminati is?
Yes.
Yes, it's a group of Freemasons.
Yes.
Of the richest dudes in the world. No, hold on. Now let me tell you that I may have a different definition of what Illuminati is, or the Freemasons.
Yeah.
Because I'm super into ancient Egyptian culture.
Well, so basically,
let me take you.
Well, so basically, all right. Let's go ahead and just since we're talking about it, and then we'll move on, from the subject. But it started with the Bavarian Illuminati, is what it was basically called when it very first started. It started back in 1776. Okay, it was a secret society, like you said. It was started to basically oppose the superstition and the obscurantism and religious influence over the public life and abuse of state power. That's what it started as. Then back in 1784,
well, but see, we're talking about in 1700.
That's what I'm getting to, right?
The origin.
Yeah, that's just the origin of
the Illuminati.
So I'm just trying to give
that's
the viewers
the written origin.
Correct. Right?
I think that when you're an Illuminati member or you're a Freemason member, you get taught it's like a Bible. It's like Yeah, you're a Christian,
We
but
got
like,
another
hey,
viewer in the house. I'm
Moses,
just letting you know. I gotta put up a
who
cheers
do
to
you got?
Jessica. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you. Cheers.
Cheers.
All
Cheers
right.
it. Okay.
But that was it. I just wanted to basically kind of, tell people exactly what that was. It was outlawed, and a lot of people now still think that there are the real Illuminati, that people are speaking of, have ties to that group still from that 17,
Like
100
George
period.
Bush.
Powerful people in the world.
Right, which is what
Yeah.
basically Matt was talking about. So anyway, we can now kind of move on from that.
Just
Want
one
me
more
to
thing.
rest?
Yeah, no, you
And
got
for
something.
those who are interested, you can always check out The Arrivals. It's on YouTube. That's a series of documentaries that go and explain everything about Illuminati, who's in it, what their symbols are, what it means, and where they're heading. So,
Right,
The
okay.
We got
Arrivals.
to take another drink, guys, because I will let you know there are 5 viewers right now. Take another
5
drink.
viewers now, dude. We are up in our game right
right.
now. Okay. Cheers to everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us. We appreciate
Happy
it.
New Year.
Hopefully, everybody that's watching though is drinking something. I mean, it is New Year's Day.
long
Wait a second. Boo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo.
Uh-oh, we
6
got another
viewers.
newsflash.
6 viewers. Take another
6
drink.
viewers are in.
Yeah, I think my lady's one of them.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Jarrell's lady's watching. Okay, okay.
That counts.
Shout
That
out.
counts. That counts.
Thank you. We love it.
Oh, down to 4 though. They turned out.
Okay, well, all right. We toned down. Okay, well,
Sorry, tone down.
yeah.
Hey,
We can't
hey.
regurgitate- We can't regurgitate.
You know, he hit the mark.
Okay. All
That's
right,
like
so-
saying, hey, Barry Bonds hit 85 home runs. Next year he hit 60. That's okay. He still hit 85.
That's right.
That's
That's
good.
right. All right. So let's move on a little bit. So, Drill, is there anything else that you
No, we're good. We can.
You good?
Hold on. You take it there. I have to use the restroom. Just
Go ahead. You do
okay,
your,
take
do
it
your
over.
thing. Do your
Take
thing.
it over.
So, all right. So, me and Matt were talking on the phone, and he'll be able to come, back and.
You're gonna talk to me about me as I go?
I'm going to talk
Oh,
about you, dog. You're supposed to be gone already. You weren't supposed to hear that. Damn it. So, we talk about these, these shows, and what we're going to talk about, when we get on air. And so, one of the topics that we wanted to talk about was self-revelations, right? And basically, things that have basically changed your life for the better, and how those things started, where they came from, whether it be somebody was watching you twist off a bottle of something, and the way you did it was weird, and they were like, why don't you do it this way, and you did it that way from now on, and you're just like, oh my god, it's so much easier now. Like, why wasn't I not doing that before? So it's stuff like that. So when he gets back, that's what we kind of want to talk about a little bit, because there's a few that I have, and I don't know if Jarrell, if there's
Yeah, absolutely. I got a couple. Yeah,
that's happened to you. Okay, cool. And I'm sure everyone's got their own little thing. And if there's something that you guys have experienced, that maybe other people don't know about, hit us up on that Facebook website, or give us some comments somewhere on our social media, and we'd appreciate it. We'd love to read it, see it, apply it in our own lives, and do it. I'm all about making that happen.
Nice.
So what's up, Jarrell? So what'd you do for New Year's last night?
New Year's, I went to my lady's cousin's friend's house,
Okay.
and I had just about every drink you can possibly have.
Okay. Where's the friend's house at?
It was in Yorba Linda.
Yorba Linda. Okay.
We
Set
had
the
a
scene.
DJ. We were dancing. we
Oh,
were
dude, you got a
drinking, we were
DJ?
eating.
You hired a DJ?
Well, not me. They
Okay.
hired.
We were using
DJ,
iTunes. All right.
Yeah. It was fun. I just kind of regretted drinking all those drinks.
Okay.
But hey,
where were we at the clock strikes 12?
Where were we?
Yeah, where were we? What were we doing? Set the scene.
I was kissing my lady.
Oh, okay.
Just like you. I'm sure you
No,
did the
I
same
mean,
thing.
here's the thing, dude. I was so drunk when that clock struck 12. I had this like horn blower thing that the restaurant gave out to us, and I was blowing the shit out of this thing, dude. So clock strikes 12.
Yeah,
I
you were.
started blowing this thing like crazy, dude. Jessica's looking for, and I'm Snapchatting myself. Jessica's looking for a kiss, and I'm just like, going crazy. And
How
she's just like,
rude.
wow, dude, wow. So anyway, it was but it was great. New
Good.
Year's for me was fantastic, and I'm with you though, dude. Drank way too much, and
But
it's
you're
hard to
back
drink
here
tonight.
today. You're back.
We're back, dude. APP
Dude,
is
that's all that matters.
We're
APP
happy, we're
is
live.
back.
We
I
got
am the
cocktails
first
in
guest
us.
of APP 2016. What a
Oh
Dude,
my
privilege.
God.
First guest, 2016, right here.
What a
Jarrell's in the
Drink
building.
to that. Drink to that. Milestone.
indeed.
All right, here we go. One more. Of many. Now, Matt, when you took off, I basically was telling everybody that we were going to start talking about some self-revelations.
Let's get into it.
Okay, so I don't know if you want to lead us off. Jarrell told me he's already got a couple in mind that he wants to share. So I'll let you go ahead and start it off since it was
All
a
right.
topic that you wanted to talk about.
All right. Self-revelations. Okay. Now these are trivial, small,
Yeah.
but just like points in my life where what I known or what I had known up until that time had been completely changed.
Right.
Okay. One of them is not a big one, and it happened. I would say it's probably the earliest one. Again, I only really jotted down three. I probably have more, but my whole life, like, when you're a kid and you're doing things, like, you never really think about how you're doing them until you get to sixth grade. And why sixth grade is because that's when you notice, like, people start judging you. That's
Mhm.
when you get to school and you're wearing the wrong shoes, and then she said something, and all of a sudden, like, you got to take those shoes off because you got to walk barefoot now through the through the halls, because if you wear those shoes, people are going to judge you.
Right.
And so that's when you start taking a look in your life and saying, I might have to change some things. So this, it has nothing to do with changing me because of other people, but just it's me trying to figure out the world. I come to school one day and it's like PE class. I must have PE like the first period of the day because it was super early, and I always remember every time I got there, it's like people were still trying to do their hair and shit before they ran in here. People are late. It's like having PE in the morning's the worst because it's like no matter how good you do yourself up for the rest of the day, like that shit's gonna get destroyed. So people would always come in. They'd be like, "Oh, hold on, I got my toothbrush. I got my toothbrush and brushing my teeth." And I remember this kid brushing his teeth in the class, and we're all getting changed. He was changed first, brushing his teeth. I'm getting changed. I'm walking out. Well, after he gets done brushing his teeth, he dabs me. He's like, "Hey man, what up?" Or let's go do this. It's sixth grade, and I felt his hand. I was like, "Damn, oh, that water is warm." I was like, "What are you doing? What'd you do over there?" And he goes, "Just brush my teeth." And I go, "Well, I saw that, but the water's warm." He goes, "What do you mean?" And I go, "The water is warm." And he goes, "I brush my teeth in warm water. Don't you?" He goes, "Don't you ever brush your teeth in the shower?" And I'm just sitting there like, ugh. He like hit me so hard. I was like, "Dude, I've never brushed my teeth a day in my life in warm water,
Me
ever."
neither. Me neither.
I
Okay.
think you have a
I
lot of
went
friends of
home.
Americans doing the same thing.
I went home that night, brushed my teeth in warm water, and until this day, never went back. Until this day. That was like, it must have been like 20 years ago
Went
almost.
in the water and
It's
never went
like,
back.
yeah.
Love it.
And here's the thing. I said that to Jason. He goes, "Oh, you brush your teeth in warm water." He went and did it, and he told me, I could give or take
Well,
it.
no, I mean, back up a little bit because when you were telling me the story, you were shocked that I told you that I never did that, right? You're like, "Wait, what? You don't brush your teeth in warm water?" I'm like, "Dude, first off, number one, California's in a drought. Okay, I would look like a fucking complete douchebag if I did that. Number two, man, it takes forever to get the water warm over here, dog. Like, dude, 3 minutes of water,
Yeah,
dude, to
that's
get the
right.
warm in? Nah, I can't. No, I don't got time for that, dude." So I've always been a cold kind of guy. So when Matt told me about this, I'm like, all right, you know what? I'll give this a shot. I'll try it. So I turned it on. I let it get all warmed up. Whatever. I did my thing. It was a little weird. I didn't like it. It was okay. It was just okay. I went right back to cold, like super quick.
Here's
But
my
with you,
solution.
dude, what's
Here's
up?
my difference. Here's what's different. I was a sixth grader, and you're 32. Like, by the time you're 30, you've already done set in your ways. There's no reason to change it. Like,
Damn, I
how
wasn't
you've been.
32 when you were in sixth grade. What the hell?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Oh,
Like,
damn it.
when that revelation hit me, it was like the most impressionable time of my life. You're
I
already
see.
done been washing your teeth with cold
Well,
water, so
no,
it's
but I
like.
mean, the thing is that that's what we're talking about. Like, dude, something could spark when you're 40, 50 years old. We're just like, what was I doing that whole time? Oh my God. Right. And,
That's what I'm
so
saying. So hey, until this day, warm water, man. And what's
warm
crazy
water.
is like I still won't do it though in the shower. It's like I'm in the shower, it's already
Yeah, that's
warm,
weird.
and I'm
Yeah.
doing it, but it's like I'm gonna wait till I get out to do my teeth.
Well, so I mean, so that's weird though. So like, if you do it in the shower, so you got to keep like toothpaste in the shower. You got to keep
Well,
your
that's what
toothbrush in
I'm
the
saying.
shower,
So it's just
and then
too
it's like
much.
all like, all the moisture and shit and the bacteria just sits on your tooth. Nah, hell no. Hell
Nope,
no.
nope,
No.
Not gonna
just
work
too
for me either.
much.
Nah, I can't do it, dog. Can't do it. Nah, these us Californians don't roll like that. Nah. But so you told me another one though. Do you want to talk about it on air or no?
No, well, okay, I did one. Let Jarrell go.
Okay. All right, we'll do it like that. All right, go ahead,
Okay,
Terrell.
I do have one that's interesting, um, and it probably started in my late teens, somewhere 18, 19. So I mean, we all as people like to drink when we eat, right? Soda, juice, coffee, whatever, water.
All right, I'm feeling
Um,
you.
and we tend to drink more while we're eating to kind of wash it down. But that's I think that's just people being accustomed to doing their own eating with and whatever. Anyways, my grandmother, I saw her eat one time, and I'm chugging on my soda, I'm eating whatever, and then my grandmother doesn't have nothing to drink, and I'm like, Grandma, how come you're not drinking nothing? Do you want me to get you some water or something? She's like, no, I don't drink when I eat or while I'm eating. So she said it'll be a bad influence on your digestion. So she told me that if you want to digest your food in a proper way, don't drink.
Oh
I
hell
thought,
no, Grams. All
I
right.
thought that was just grandmother being grandma. They all have the remedies for everything. So, anyways, so I tried it, and I'll go to In and Out, have a double with fries and no drink,
Oh,
and I think
okay.
it's the
Salty
greatest
ass
thing.
fries and burger, dude. You ain't
Dude,
trying to
double
slurp down
doubles
nothing.
all day. It's not the
I,
Oh
singles,
hell no!
but
You
the
ain't trying to
double.
dip the fries in the milkshakes or nothing
I
like
think it's
that.
the
Always,
greatest thing. Like
always.
I can eat a little bit more. I don't feel full, bloated. And
I love that
who
feeling
wants to
though.
drink Coke? I mean, that's bad for you as it
Well,
is.
that's the thing. Pop, though, when you drink pop and food, then it's like basically filling yourself up instantly on the pop and then never
Exactly.
having room for the food.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I tend to drink water mainly 15 minutes after I eat, or maybe half an hour after.
So,
That's
because what grandma
So you just
said,
sit there thirsty as fuck just
yeah, you
because
don't
grandma
drink
told
it
you.
all now, huh?
nothing, my friend, nothing.
Damn.
Oh
While I'm
my
eating, nothing.
God. I
Yeah.
love
See,
that so much. That's exactly what I meant by this topic.
It was
so
life
you're trying
changing.
to. So you're gonna try to do this now or what?
Try it.
You ain't trying
No,
to.
no, no. Here's the thing. Here's
You
the
should
thing.
try
I
it, man.
don't drink soda at all.
I don't
No
drink soda
soda.
either, but I'm talking. I mean, what? He's talking nothing like water,
Nothing.
nothing.
No, I know. I think he took it a little bit far, is
Crazy.
what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
thinking. I think that your grandma might have meant that, like, in most cases, like juices, pop, soda,
Dude,
everything.
there's
Like,
times where like I need the liquid just to get the food down, dog. Like that's
well, but
how
you need to
fucking crazy
chew
I get.
more. You need
Huh?
to chew more.
Chewing
What
Nah,
is
you
the
need to chew
key.
down.
that's what
Chewing
I'm
is the
saying,
key.
dude. But when you're eating like, at a buffet and shit and you just keep going, it's like you get tired. You get
You
tired
know
and you're
what
just
though?
like, oh,
Jarrell's
look.
got he's on to something though, because if you don't if you're not drinking, then you're not planning to just wash your average chewed ass shit down. So
Right,
it'll
right.
prompt you to chew more, which is the idea, which is better for digestion, which is better, I mean, overall health. I mean, we're supposed to chew our shit. Damn, Jarrell, look this up on the iPad. Or the pad you
I'm
got
already
right there. Look it up. How much times are you supposed to before you swallow? I will tell you, it's an actual amount that nobody's reached since chewing has
Ever.
invented. I swear to God to you, nobody's chewed that
Oh
many
no.
times. I swear. Sometimes I read that chewing thing, and I'm like sitting there. I'm like, okay, 1, 2, down, and I'm like, oh,
Dude,
I was
okay.
even
I'm
trying.
glad you talk about that, dude, because I've choked. Okay. Have you ever choked before, Matt?
No,
Like I'm
never.
talking legit. Like choke.
Choke.
Huh?
Never.
Never. All right. Dude, I've choked on 3 separate occasions to the point where I almost died. And I'm not even lying,
What?
dude. Like almost straight up just died. Okay. And one of those occasions was I was on a golf course, dude, and I was eating this hot dog. Damn.
Gotta be a hot dog. You damn swallowed the dog, just not even
Oh,
chewed it once.
dude, they give you those big old fucking fat dogs on the golf course, dog. And I was just like in kid heaven, dog. Like I was 12. I'm like, yo, this is the best. I'm in a golf cart. I got a hot dog on me. Like, yo, dude, this is life right here. I'm living, right? Big old bite, dude. One
Typical
chew.
California white boy. Super huge hot
Totally.
dog on a
Oh, yeah.
golf course.
Oh, yeah. That's us, dude. All day. Dude, swallow that hot dog, bro. It got lodged. And I swear to God, I was so scared. I thought I was going to die. I
No,
run to
yeah,
my
you
grandpa.
could have died.
Yeah, I could have. I ran to my grandfather, I was just pointing at my throat like, couldn't even say anything, dude. Couldn't swallow nothing, dude. He
Oh
came and
my
gave me the
God.
Heimlich like hard, dude. That fucking hot
Dude,
dog came
dude,
flying out, right?
Dude, you lost all the viewers on the hot dog story.
I know, right?
No, but
It's
keep
like, oh
going.
shit, oh no, here he
Dude,
comes.
you got
No,
me.
no.
Keep going, you got me. Oh, I'm so into this story. What happened?
Oh, I know, dude. I ruined it. But anyway, so
No, go.
but
I'm into it.
back
Tell
on
me,
track.
I'm in.
Okay, so well, it's sad because here my grandfather, he fucking does the Heimlich on me, dude. Big old piece of hot dog comes flying out of my fucking mouth, right? He turns around, he's looking the other way. I'm over here, and he's just like, wow, I can't believe that just happened, kind of thing. And here I am, still choking to death. I had 2 hot dog pieces lodged in my fucking throat, dog. I didn't even know I had the first piece in before I got the second piece down.
No.
2 pieces, dude, and that happened 2 occasions.
Wait a second. So you're telling me your grandpa fucking saved your life once, did one of these, whew, he could have died, and then all of a sudden you're still fucking choking?
Dude, and talking about that, you know what my greatest fear in life is?
Choking.
My greatest fear in life.
Now,
This is my greatest fear. I don't know about anybody else's, but and we can talk about that too if you want to. But
dying?
My greatest
fear is dying.
Either, because I work out in the field, so I'm in a work truck, right? I'm by myself majority of the time until I'm at like a customer's house, and even at that point, they're usually not home.
Yeah,
but my greatest fear
yeah.
in life is eating, and I'm usually always eating on the go because I don't have time to do any other. Is choking in an environment where there's no one around.
Oh my God!
Because, dude,
it's
and
just
if that
like
happens
burning
to me,
death and drowning. Dude, it's like I'm dying. There's nothing I can do.
There's nothing that anyone can do. Like let's just say I'm like, I'm here. I am driving down fucking PCH, right?
Rodeo Drive,
wherever I'm at. And I take a bite of this burger that I'm eating or something like that, and I start choking on it to the point where I can't swallow, I can't breathe, I can't do anything. I'm choking literally. Dude, the only thing that I can do would be able to pull the truck over as fast as I can, pop it in park, get out of the car, run around like a madman trying to get somebody's attention.
You need to honk your horn, change the horn.
Yeah, but see, here's the crazy part is like in today's day, people are like, look at that fucking crazy fuck.
That is correct.
I'm not messing with that dude. What the hell's wrong with him? Dude, he's all crazy. Look at him. And dude, like I was watching a video of this homeless kid. They were recording this homeless kid. This kid's freezing to death, dude, on the street, bro. For an hour and a half, people walk by, didn't do anything. That scares me to death, man, that there's people out there like that won't help another, human being, dude. It's sad and it's true, but that's my greatest fear is that I'll be out, somewhere and I choke because it's happened to me on numerous occasions.
I have a solution to your problem.
Oh my God.
Jarrell,
self-revelation.
Hold on. Hey, hit him with the amount of chews per swallow. Hit him with
it. Is it the chews?
Yeah, no, what you need to do is if you have that fear and, you're going to get out of your car and, start running around like a maniac.
Have a sign.
Have a sign that says, I am choking. Help.
Seriously, though, if you're the dude that choked twice in his life, you need to have a fucking board that just listen to me. I gotta
have a fucking shirt that I wear under my work shirt at all times that I could be like, yo, dude, it's your boy.
I'm choking
again. Come on.
Oh my God.
Man.
Hold on, Jarrell. What's the amount? How many times we gotta swallow before we chew, or chew before we swallow?
Let me pull the.
15
what the fuck? I said that 12 minutes ago.
I got distracted with his hot dog.
Dude, he was coming up with solutions and everything, dude. He's trying to.
He's looking up how many hot dogs an American eats in a year and shit. He wasn't looking up the real shit. It's gonna save a dude's life.
That's my greatest fear. I don't fuck with hot dogs no more though.
Dude, listen, that is a terrible. I cannot believe you lived through that. That is a crazy. That is a life and death experience, dude. That changes people.
Give you the chewing times.
Hit it.
Chew softer foods 5 to 10 times, and then
softer. A hot dog is not soft. It's got a casing.
Soft foods, I'm a half chew. Go ahead.
And then anything dense after that would be 30 times.
30 times. You got to chew a hot dog 30 times before that thing goes down.
Dude, I don't think I've ever chewed anything more than 2 times.
Anything in my life, not 30 times.
2 times and I'm down. I'm over it.
Dude, I'm gonna CD. I will count that shit.
Chicken should be chewed 30 times.
Oh my
God. A piece of chicken.
Oh hell no.
Burger.
Dude, I barely even chew chicken.
I swallowed chicken whole.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I'll take a whole thigh to the dome, quick style.
Oh no.
Okay. That's crazy. Yeah. So nobody's doing that, obviously.
Jason, listen, I care about you. I care about you.
Make the sign.
everything you make the sign, number one, number two, everything you chew 30
Yeah.
times. But hey, trust me that I know you don't want to live through that again.
Dude.
You know.
But what's crazy is so that happened when I was a kid, right? And it almost happened when I was actually in my work truck at one time, but it actually went down where I was like, oh my God, thank God. You know,
Fuck.
it scared the shit out of me. But it's a possibility. It's a real, realization that can happen at any
That could
time,
happen.
anywhere.
I mean,
And it's
throw,
one of
you
my,
throw a mint in there while you're
dude,
driving.
anything,
I
bro.
mean,
I've had this. Yeah, I think it was a piece of candy versus not a mint, but it was a piece of candy. Dude, I handled the fucking thing, dude. I was so excited to get it. I'm like, fuck, what? I was fucking choking on it, Thank God it, kind of withered down and went down. But yeah, so
Dude,
so the second time that I choked
let
was
me take everybody there real quick. I think everybody in this fucking cast is gonna watch this or is watching it now. Everybody has had that experience where they swallowed that piece of whatever the fuck they were eating and their mouth was super dry. Their Jarrell ain't fucking with any type
that's
of
what I'm saying,
drink.
dude.
They're
Lubricate.
fucking with any type of drink ever while they're eating, and they're like, oh fuck. They're like, they're like, okay, let me go.
And by the time
then they get it, and they're like, damn, I should
That was
probably
kinda
focus
crazy.
on that.
Right,
And then
right.
like a week later, they forgot about it.
Yeah,
It's like they
that's
didn't
life.
just choke. Dude, people, that's like Graham Hancock. Let me take you to Graham Hancock real quick. That's like Graham Hancock.
Tell him you got to tell him who Graham Hancock is
yeah.
first before you get off into a tangent.
Okay, Jarrell,
backstory.
listen, leading the guy upon ancient discoveries, past world cataclysms, things that today, if we were to know about those things, it would completely change the scope of what's written in the history books. That's what's taught in today's schools. But his main theory is that a comet hit the world 13,000 years ago that changed the ice age and rose the water levels, and that's what Atlantis got flooded.
Yeah.
And that's why it happened, and he can actually prove it. He up in my neck of the woods, I'm at Pacific Northwest, there's ripples in the land and displaced fucking rocks that are just so big that there's no way people can move these rocks here. It just didn't happen. But Graham Hancock says the only way for the population today to think that it could be bothered by an asteroid or some type of impending doom is for it to fucking really happen. You need an asteroid to come from the Earth in 2016. You need the news to cover it. You need all outlets to cover it. You need to hit. You need 1 million people to die before people think, oh man, we should probably look to the Earth. We should probably look outside the atmosphere and find out what's out there. It's just like Jason's thing. You need, people chew and they don't chew 30 times. They don't chew 30 times before they swallow, but all that needs to happen is someone to lay on the golf course at 12 years old with 2 hot dogs in them and almost die. And then, even then, Jason's proving that you can still choke on shit when you're 30 years old because you don't say, hey, whatever, man.
Well, yeah. So getting back, my grandfather, you're saying like, oh damn, he didn't only save your life once, but he got me twice. So I got to give a shout out number one to him for definitely doing that for me. I appreciate that.
Drink on Gramps for saving your life. Wouldn't be here right now.
I'm here. Where APP wouldn't be anything without that, right?
What if Gramps didn't know the Heimlich, dog?
Dude,
That's all I'm saying.
The second time that I choked was at my.
Was this after or before?
This was actually okay. This was before. All right, so it's really the first time that I choked, but we got to that one story just because it's probably just.
Here's the thing, Jason. I'm going to tell you one thing. The best part of the story is the setting. You need to take me there.
Okay.
First time ever.
First time ever, bro. I'm pretty sure I'm about 11 and a half. Okay. Because that second time
6 months later, you choked on the golf course again?
Dude, my whole choking career, 1 year. 1 year, dog. And then I was out, right?
This is the funniest fucking story I've ever heard first, but it's a sad.
Dude, it's sad. Dog. It's sad because it's true as shit. So So, you know, here we are.
Jarrell's got to take a back step real quick.
He's out.
Hold on. Me too. I keep
You
it
wanna
going.
go?
Take it for the cast. Take him there.
Go ahead. So I'm gonna tell everybody this. I'll tell everybody the story still. All right. So the first time, okay, I'm 11 and a half, and you know, I grew up very poor. You know, a lot of people don't know that about me, but I grew up very poor. So, you know, having steak in our family was like a big deal. You know, it's like, oh my God, we're gonna have steak. You know, it's like you only did that like once every 6 months or a year, something like that. So my parents were divorced at the time, but for the kids, you know, they would get together and, you know, we would do dinners sometimes and, you know, whatnot. So we gather, you know, together and we do this dinner and we're going to have steak. And then this is a very, you know, rare occurrence. So we're all having steak and everyone's excited, you know, oh, we're going to have steak. This is awesome, you know? And I'm excited because I don't get it that often. So I'm like, oh, pfft. So here I go. Like, you know, my parents are usually like fighting because they were divorced already. They hated each other and whatnot. They love each other sort of, but they hate each other at the same time. So I'm cutting through the steak and, you know, they're doing their thing and I just pop it in, boom, swallow real quick, 2 times, pow, pow, done. Next piece already cut. I was cut while I was chewing the 2 times, ready to go in for the second one. Put it in, boom. Matt, you back in?
I'm here. I'm listening. Go. I'm listening.
You got it? So I start all of a sudden, second piece goes in, swallows, boom. Here I go. Start choking, just can't swallow. Same thing. You know, can't breathe, nothing. I mean, I'm out. I look, I'm doing this.
No.
Someone save me. Someone do something. We need to cut my shit open. I don't know what we're gonna do. So
trachea. Trust me, I know that because the house. Keep going.
Dude, so here comes my mom. Okay, my mom, first thing, savior, boom, like, oh, that's my boy, I'm getting him. She gets Heimlich going, right? She's just going at it. Boom. Piece comes out. Dog, I swear to God, another piece still in my shit.
Oh, no.
They turn around the same thing. They're like, yo, I can't believe this shit happened. This is crazy. What the hell's wrong with our kid?
No.
Like, I don't know. You're the one that birthed him, right? And it's like, oh, and here I am. I'm still like, yo, I'm still somewhat, y'all still want me around? So here comes my dad. All right. So my mom came in, got the first piece. Boom.
Wait a second. How long have you been choking now? Dude,
I'm like 30 seconds in, dog. I almost died. When I tell you I almost died. Like this ain't no joke. That's what I'm saying.
Dude, think about this.
True story.
How many natural people can go into the pool and hold their breath for 30 seconds in general?
Dude,
You're
that's
like
what I'm
fighting
saying,
for
bro.
life. You're fighting for life here.
Okay, so mom gets out the first piece. Thank you, mom. I appreciate that. Second piece
still here.
Me, dude.
Still here.
Still going. I'm still dying. Okay. My dad turns around like, oh shit, here's my time to fucking finally do something in this boy's life.
Oh, why's he gotta take it there? He hates his dad.
He grabs me and shit, and I gotta thank him for this because, you know, I mean, he didn't do much, but he did this. So he fucking gets behind me and he gives me the Heimlich, dude, and he gets that second piece out, and thank God I'm still here. So I appreciate you, Dad. I love you too. I love my mom. I love everybody. Thank you.
Oh my God, I'm not drinking to that because that was a sad story, dog.
It got sad, huh?
My dad barely was there. He just happened to be there for my choking incident.
Here's the thing. You know, in life, we don't get to pick, you know, our parents. We don't get to pick.
No, let's not.
You know how
I
they
don't
treat
want to
us,
go
right?
down the sad.
No, I'm not going down the rabbit hole. I'm just gonna, you know, because here's the thing. All the viewers that are out there, you know, watching this, you know, this is funny and like, you know, we're all having a great time and everything, but you know, everyone has like a real life, right? So I've always been about being as honest, brutally honest as possible. Like I will always be that 100% all the way. So you will get those, you know, stories in me time to time. Now it may be funny, but it's true. It's all true. I just want to, you know, put that out there. I have no shame in my family life or my story or how I, you know, came up, because to be honest, if it wasn't for that reason, I wouldn't be here right now. So,
you'd be dead via choking incident.
I would have been
like
fucking out, dude. Here lies Jason Shelton, dude. Fucking that hot dog done got his ass.
I think we've all experienced a time in our lives where we almost faced death.
Have we?
In some sort of way. I kind of have a story similar to yours.
Okay.
Time out, Jarrell. Update. Text message. Wants to know if that's a Patriot shirt. He obviously didn't tune in. Please talk on the mic and show it.
There you go.
Damn.
World champion.
Damn. But look what he's drinking out of.
But look what he's drinking.
Look what he's drinking out
I have
of.
a Seahawk. It's okay. I don't hate.
He's in the building, dude. He's in the Seahawk building. I don't
Exactly.
fuck with that.
But I had to wear this.
But look, I got the coffee cup going. We got the fucking Seahawk cups going, dude. It's all
Even
about
the
it.
chair in the back.
Even the chair, even the Seahawk. He's sitting in the Seahawk chair.
Show him your socks. Hey,
I'm just
but on
kidding,
the
dog.
real, right before your death thing, Seahawks lost last week. First week ever. Mr. Jason didn't wear the Seahawks socks.
Okay, so that leads us to something else that I kind of wanted to talk about is superstitions.
Let Terrell go first. Let him go.
Okay,
'Cause we
I
cut
got
him off
excited.
on
Okay,
that.
go
But
ahead.
let's take it back.
But I'm sure Matt has one too. But I will share mine
All right.
briefly. So I must have been, I don't know, let's say 8 or 9 years old. I was at my cousin's house, and in the backyard he had a tree house, right? His father built him a tree house, and I thought I was, the man, and I told my cousin that I would jump.
You were Superman, Jarrell.
Yeah, I told my cousin I was going to jump from where I was standing,
Oh yeah.
hold the branch, and dive in through the window
Oh, that's-
of the tree
That
house.
was
That's
20
reasonable.
feet away, but he thought he could do it.
This is totally doable, dog.
And we were probably 10 feet up. Okay. So anyways, here I am. I told him, watch me. I'm going to do this. I'm going to jump from where I'm at,
Watch me. Watch me.
grab the
Ooh,
branch,
watch me.
dive through the
Ooh.
window. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
So I jump, I grab the branch, and guess what?
Branch broke us.
Right down.
You made it
Branch
broke,
1 foot.
That ain't having that.
I
No,
fell
branch
right
wasn't a part of
down.
it.
And I fell
He tried
right
to tell
on
you
my
that
butt.
before, but you didn't hear him. He's like, "Yo, I ain't about this life."
I fell right
Okay,
on my
hold on.
butt. Okay. And what that did was it
Fell
knocked
right on the
wind
butt.
out of me.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
So I
from the
couldn't
butt.
breathe.
Oh.
And everyone went in a state of panic. And then what my aunt did, because she didn't know what to do. I mean, I couldn't breathe. I was telling her, I can't breathe, kind of signaling, I can't breathe. And this probably went on for about 30 seconds to 40 seconds that I couldn't breathe.
Oh,
So
that's
my
it,
auntie
man. I
grabbed
can't
me.
even hold my breath for 40 seconds. Okay, go.
My auntie grabbed me,
I'm gonna try to hold my breath while you
flipped me
says
upside
the
down, and
story.
started like shaking me upside down. Till I finally, I don't know if that helped, till I finally got my wind back and I was able to breathe.
I think it's more just the 30 seconds, the time. You
But
know, you
she
just-
didn't know what to do. She
Yeah,
she's
just try
small,
something
she's petite, but she had the force to flip me up, turn me upside down, and start like, like,
Oh
it's
my
crazy.
God, he just made a Star Wars reference. She had the Force. She
Yeah,
had the
and she-
Force.
Oh shit!
She
She's
did
the
have the
Force.
force.
like this and showed your shit while. Okay.
Oh,
She
she
did have the
R2D2'd
Force.
your ass from the
God
far.
damn.
Listen, I gotta this is a story that it's not mine, but here's the thing. It's like in life death situations, okay? Jason, imagine if your grandfather didn't know CPR, like imagine if
The
he
Heimlich?
didn't know that, or the Heimlich, imagine if people didn't know that. In Jarrell's case, it's the same case as my dad. He always tells his story. My little sister choked on an Oreo. Couldn't get it down. They had to call the cops. She was like, dude, she had been choking
Where
for
was
like
the milk
a
at?
minute. Listen, a minute, right?
Okay.
But like when you don't know what the fuck to do, I think that's the number one response. You go
Yeah.
over to that child, you fucking tip them around, you just start you fucking yanking them and shit.
He started
You
shaking.
know, because what the fuck else you gonna do? It's like God damn, it's like that's what I know to do. But in your
Okay.
case, it worked, and and it's like
Adrenaline
I
gives you
think
power. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. No, that's
yeah,
gives you
awesome.
the
I can
force.
lift
That's
a
awesome.
car.
Gives you the
Who would
force.
lift a car?
That
Okay,
shit's
Jason.
crazy.
Hey, we didn't even get to your life revelation. We just got so sidetracked.
Okay. All
It's
right.
your
So,
turn. Then I got another one. It's your turn.
So mine's gonna kind of transition into yours a little bit. Okay, the one that you were telling me over the phone, and we'll get to
Okay,
that.
because I didn't choke, so it's
No,
definitely not
right.
that.
You're right. No, you didn't choke. You cool. You cool. So I'm over at one of my diehard friends, one of my lifelong friends, guy that I grew up
Jarrell.
with.
His name's Jarrell. He's
Jarrell, right? No. So his name's Dean. Okay. I grew up with the kid. One of my best friends ever, will always be my best friend. And that's that. Right. So, we're talking about like dating, new people or whatever, just being in like a relationship with somebody new. And we were talking about farting. Okay.
okay,
like,
because that's
that's
the easy step. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, do you fart in front of your chick? And I would always
How
be like,
old were you?
What's that?
How old were you?
Oh, this was like a year and a half ago.
Okay.
I'm saying,
All
dude,
right.
you changed my shit forever, dog. Watch. So, you know, a year and a half ago or so, and you know, we're talking about it, and I was like, nah, I don't really do that. You know, I ain't do the fucking sound and shit. Nah, I ain't about that. You know, I just don't do that. So, and a lot of people do, and they talk about it, and that's cool. Like, I respect that. Like, whatever. I'm just not one of those peoples, right? So I was just like, you know, I don't know what, you know, I mean, there's times where you're just like, you know, how are you supposed to get it out? And then it's, you know, it's loud. Like, you don't want to have them hear it, right? So he was like, yeah, no. I mean, well, then all you do is you just do the butt cheek grab, you know, pull it apart, you know, and then silence that shit. And I was like, what you talking about? And he's like, dude, you grab your butt cheek and you fucking lift up, and that way the sound don't muffle. It, you know, it almost comes out silent. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, dude, you don't do that. And I'm like, no. Did that shit.
Life changing.
Saved my life, dude,
Life
for real.
changing.
Changed my shit forever, dude.
Ever
Like, I'm all
since
about it now.
then. Hopefully my
Ever
wife
since
ain't
then.
watching.
I'm like, wait a second, hold up.
It doesn't slap the
We
cheeks.
good? We good? It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. No, I didn't
No.
do it.
Hey,
We
that
good.
ties into my next one.
I'm just saying it doesn't slap the cheeks. That's why it doesn't make the noise, right?
That's
Yeah,
right.
That's
That's
what
right.
it is. That's probably what it is.
Parting of the
Dude.
seat. Instead
And
of
I
parting
wish
of the
I
seat,
wish I would
parting
have
of the
known that
ass.
shit forever ago, dude, but I didn't.
Parting of the sea, Jarrell takes it to the biblical times on it. All
Parting of
right.
the ass.
Okay. Let's
So
get
let's
through
get-
this topic
now
real quick.
that brings us into Matt's. What's
Into
up?
mine. Okay, listen. There's and hey, you're just gonna let me go, okay? Because there's
Get it.
two separate incidences, both on the same thing.
Okay.
Pooping. Okay. Okay. I'm in ninth grade now. It's the second tier. It's the second tier of judgmental decisions upon you, everybody else that you're hanging out with, everything.
Right.
Sixth grade, shit's okay. Then you go to high school where everybody is from different middle schools. So it's like you get it all together, right? But I'm at wrestling practice, by the way, you don't know. I'm pretty good at that. So I'm in the bathroom, right? I'm like, okay, hold on. Let me take wrestling practice off for a minute. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. So I see my friend in the stall, and John O is his name. He's probably never gonna see this. Hopefully he does. I don't like him anymore.
Oh,
But
hell no.
yeah, I don't like him. But he was pooping. I was like, okay, you're pooping. So I'm gonna just wait for a minute. So I just hang out for a minute because I gotta go. Like I can't go back to wrestling practice. It could be an hour and a half before. So I was like, I gotta go. So he comes out. I go in the stall. I sit down. I start pooping. He's like washing his hands, checking his weight, see where he's at. Maybe hang around for 5 minutes real quick. Then he comes back and we're talking, while I'm pooping in it. And then he goes, I'm good. I'm like, I'm done right now. I'm starting to wipe. And he's like, hey man, what are you doing tonight? You want to play some video games? And I start to wipe. I'm like, yeah, man, we could play video games. He goes, hey, what are you doing in there? And I go,
why?
what?
Because he saw your legs.
He saw me. He saw me
Okay.
wiping. And then I
Like,
go,
oh, you guys could see each other or what?
well, what?
You can see each other? Or are you just talking like a stall?
Yeah,
like
well,
underneath,
you
he
can
saw
in
your
the
legs
stall.
move.
You can always see the dude's legs.
Right. Okay.
So he's like, "What are you doing?"
Paint the picture, baby.
Yeah.
No, see, that's what it's all about setting. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I go, "What do you mean? What am I doing?" And he's I could feel him looking at me. I'm in a stall, but I could feel it, right? And he's like, what are you doing, man? And I go, dude, I'm fucking wiping. What the fuck you think I'm doing? Like, was it hard for you to tell what I'm doing? And he's like, yeah, what, what are you doing right now? And I go, dude, I'm wiping. And he goes, why are your legs pointed to the right? And I go, dude, I'm wiping. And he goes, you stand up when you wipe? And I go, I think for a sec, I'm like, well, I think everybody else in the world does this. I don't know, because I've been doing this forever, right? And I'm like, yeah, don't you? And he goes, dude, I don't stand up when I wipe. What are you fucking thinking? And I'm like, what the fuck are you thinking? So I finish, and I'm like, dude, it stays with me for the rest of wrestling practice, okay? I go home. I have to shit. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, me? Like, does he? And he told me, he goes, I sit down when I wipe. And I sat down. I'm like, how do you do this? And I started to wipe like this. I'm like,
okay, all right. I know.
like this.
Hang on, I gotta pause.
Dude,
I gotta pause. I gotta pause you real quick because we got to get the full story real fast because I ain't
Okay.
about the half stories. Okay, and
Okay.
now we got mom and dad watching. Okay, who taught you how to wipe?
Nobody. I just think
No one
I
showed
don't
you
know.
how to shit, right?
No, I see. Here's the thing: is it right or is it wrong? People wipe
Well, I
their
mean,
own
but the
way.
thing
That's
is
the
like,
thing.
so have you ever talked to your parents about this?
No.
No. Okay, they're watching this for the first time. They're experiencing this just like we are. Okay. Okay.
Dude,
I can't wait to
I
see what they
started
think.
wiping. I started wiping sitting down, and it was like I said, a life revelation.
They're probably at home like, damn, now you sit, how are you sitting down when you wipe? I don't get it, y'all.
There's not enough room. I don't understand.
And or they are having a life revelation right now.
That's what I'm saying. Dude, that's what it's all about. That's what
Dude,
it's all about.
because I stood up the whole time. I stood up. I took the slightly crouched route, bended
That's
over.
crazy.
Dude, all the way up until that time. And that leads
That's
me
crazy.
into another story. So wrestling is in the winter and track is in the spring. So right after wrestling, freshman year, right? I'm on the track team. So what happens in the track is like everybody gets dressed, they go out to track practice, and then like everybody hangs for like 5 minutes before the coaches walk down the track. Then they get to you and they're like, okay, let's start practice, right? And then so they're like, okay. My mom just texted me. I'll tell you. Hold on.
Okay.
She's like, your little sister stands up too, but I didn't teach her that. You guys are
What the hell?
It's hilarious. Okay, so yeah.
It must be a Washington thing. Okay, go ahead.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
We didn't even get to Jarrell. We don't even get Jarrell's.
Oh, no. I got it. It's a 2-in-1 type of thing.
Okay.
So like literally 2 months later, I'm in track practice. Okay, so now my whole life has changed. How I go poop, right, and how I wipe.
Right.
It's been changed forever. Then I go to track practice 2 months later. Okay, and I take her and I go, I take practice and I go out to practice and there's a bunch of fucking seniors hanging around. And I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? And of course I'm a freshman, so seniors don't like to fuck with me. So like,
hell no.
I just came up on a conversation.
Got some lunch money or something.
Exactly. I came up on a conversation, and all of a sudden, his name was Zach. He was talking about something with the toilet. I was like, ha. What were you talking about, dog? Though, well, what's up? What are you talking about? He goes, dude, you don't know that? And I go, first of all, I didn't even hear the beginning of the conversation. Second of all, what the fuck are you talking about? Right? And he goes, dude, if you line the toilet with toilet paper before you take a shit, your shit will never splash up into your, like into your butt while you're taking a shit. And I was like, no. No.
What's wrong with getting a little?
Dude, everything in the world.
That's a pre-cleanse.
I went home.
That's an assistant, dog.
Dude,
you hold for those things. I aim for shit like that. Like, oh man, here, like what angle do I got to get this shit like up in the right corner? You know what I mean? To loosen everything up so that I can get this shit right. But go ahead.
I went home that night, just like I did 2 months earlier. I went to take a poo, and I lined the toilet with toilet paper, and I've been doing that every poo since the rest of my life.
Revelation. I do that too.
I just line the toilet with toilet paper, and that shit will never splash up. Because
listen, about like the fucking inside of the bowl.
Yeah.
No, the water. Yeah, the water.
Put it on the water.
Yeah, put a little sheet of toilet tissue in there and.
Okay, so not only do you waste paper, but you waste fucking water too. Damn.
Listen, Dane Cook had a joke.
Dude, the government's after y'all asses. I ain't fucking.
Dane Cook had a joke about it. He's like, hey, how come every time I take a shit and that water wants to drop up, it drops right up into my ass? Like,
violation, man, of the crack.
Dude,
don't you feel like Jodie Foster the accused when something like that happens to you? What's that? It's a violation of the crack, man.
Nah, I'm with it, dude, because here's the thing. Like, and Howard Stern talks about this all the time. Now, let's talk about something else since we're talking about this subject.
No, Jarrell's got another one.
Well, I know. We'll get back to it, but I'm saying, like, are you guys just using toilet paper?
Why you use Real
Well,
trees?
I use the wet wipes too.
Dude, I'm all about the baby wipes though.
Yeah.
Either the baby wipes or the wet
Okay.
wipes, whatever. I need to have that.
So fresh and so clean.
So fresh and so clean, because here's the thing. Now I've been, I was wiping, and I wipe, whatever. And this is before I started the baby wipe thing. And I was like, man, yeah, I got everything. We're good, right? The first time I tried it, and that's a revelation in itself. And I can't remember how exactly I even got onto that. And maybe it might have been Howard Stern talking about it. I don't know. So when I first tried it, I did it after, right? I would do the paper, toilet paper first. I thought I got everything. Dude, you bring the baby wipe into the picture, dog? You're
like you never
dude,
clean
did
it
I
again."
even fucking wipe? Like, what the fuck happened here? It's like a crime scene. It's crazy, bro. So if you ain't fucking with the baby wipe or the wet wipes,
No, here's what I do. I go regular toilet paper, one wipe of baby wipe, then regular toilet paper again,
You
because
gotta
I
dry it up, man.
cannot
Can't leave it wet.
stand the wetness.
oh hell
Afterwards.
no. See, I'm all about 2 baby wipes, dude. Dude, I go
That's
first
it?
with the toilet paper, couple swipes just to get the majority, and then I go in, follow it up with the fucking 2 baby wipes, dude. The second wipe is just to make sure everything's completely wet. I love that, dog. And I get up, dude, I'm slipping and sliding, dude. I feel like I can run 100 miles an hour with that shit, dog. You know what I mean? Like my shit's just like slipping. I'm like, yo, I'm Blade Runner right now. Let's go. And that's my shit. So yeah, I ain't about that dry shit, but that's cool. We're learning a lot about each other right now.
Here's what my mom just said. Oh my God, now I know why we go through so much toilet paper when you come over.
Damn.
It has been revealed.
Damn. See?
Aw,
Hide the
damn.
toilet paper from him.
Yeah, Mom.
I shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah.
I
Every
shouldn't
time
have
he
said
comes,
anything.
bring your own roll. Yeah, that's funny, dude. That's funny. That's crazy.
Go ahead, Jarrell. It's your next one. Go.
All right, Jarrell, go ahead with your next self-revelation. And then we'll do one more round, and then we're out of this, and we're going to something else.
All right, deal.
Another self-revelation.
If you don't got one, it's okay. But if you can think of
No,
one,
I thought you had one. If you don't got one, Jason, you got one?
I got one. It's not like something that was so like, crazy, but something
Did
that's
Jarrell just remember his one though?
Go ahead.
well, let him think about his. So mine is it's a useful technique, let's just say that in the world of oh, we got another news update.
My mom goes BYRO or BYOR, bring your own roll.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Why she gotta hit me with it like that?
Dang. So yeah, so
Go ahead.
so since now the last cast, I don't know if Jarrell watched it or not, but the last cast you were rocking a custom hat. 2 of 2. That's it, right? That
Yeah, that's it. That's the only thing.
Champs is what it says.
Correct.
Okay?
I saw that. Yeah.
So Matt is a big fan of champagne, and so am I. Now he'll pop a bottle, every time we cast,
Bottoms
and
up.
that's legit, right?
That's how I do it, Jarrell. I
so-
only drink champs. And then last time, if you don't notice, at the end of the cast, I drank 2 mixed drinks. It ended up being the worst night of my life.
Dude.
I fucking vomited.
And we gotta apologize. The cast got a little sloppy at the end. That was our fault.
At the end.
Yeah, it definitely got. So
we're back in it though.
we're back
real.
in and we're back strong. Okay, so getting back. All right, so this is a technique that you can use as a champagne, connoisseur or drinker or whatever you want to call yourself, or anybody that pops champagne for that matter. And I'm sure a lot of people popped it last night. But we have a friend. Her name is Danielle. So we're at our house and we hold a lot of parties, so we have a lot of people over a lot of times, and we're drinking champagne. We pop a bottle, and I think it was just us 3. It was my wife, her friend Danielle, and me. And we're sitting there and we pop the bottle, and we weren't able to obviously finish the whole bottle in 3 glasses. So we went to take the bottle and we put it in the fridge, keep it cold, right? And she's like, "Why aren't you putting a spoon in it?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? Why would we put a spoon in the bottle of champagne?" And she's like, "That way it keeps its bubblies. It keeps the what do they call that? The carbonation." Okay. And
Why
I'm like,
the fuck
"What?
can a spoon even fit?
Yeah, dude." So I'm like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "What do you mean?" Like,
no,
so there was a lot of times where
a spoon
I swear,
cannot fit.
yes, it
You mean-
can, bro.
You mean
What
the
kind of spoon are you talking about?
On the top. I mean, yeah, the bottom of the spoon. You drop the spoon in. It holds itself up by the actual spoon part. You keep that inside the champagne bottle. It'll keep its bubblies the whole entire time. It'll every time you pour that drink with that spoon. Well, you take the spoon out obviously when you go ahead and pour your next drink, but when you pour it, just like when you just popped it, bro.
They say the same thing for soda. Like when you buy a 2 liter,
Yeah.
close it, shake it, and then put it in the fridge.
See? little stuff like that. So it's just, you know, one of those little life tips. Now, you know, I never knew this and I've been doing it ever since. And what's funny is like I go to, you know, people's houses, and I just did it actually last night. I went over to, you know, people's house, we popped the champagne bottle, and I ended up buying one of these big, huge bottles, which is basically 2 bottles in one. And you can't, you know, finish that in one round, no way. So they went to go put it back in. I'm like, oh, give me a spoon. And they're like, why would you need a spoon? I'm telling them the whole story, just like I just like, what the fuck? We actually went through the same shit where we couldn't even find a spoon in their drawer that would fit. You know, even the bottom of the spoon wouldn't fit, but I finally found one that actually fit. But to anybody watching, listening, whatever, if you're drinking champagne, take the bottom end of the spoon, put it in there after you pop it, keep it back in the fridge. You'll be golden the whole time.
Golden.
All right, back to Jarrell. Go ahead.
It's not a revelation because I think a lot of men go through this during their.
We on to the men. We got 90% men that watch the show
during their live. You know, they'll start with underwears, and then they'll go to boxers, and then they'll go to, like, you know, whatever else comes after.
Dude,
that.
I'm glad you're talking about this. Go ahead.
All through high school, I wore boxers.
Yeah,
it was just a boxer life for me, you know.
Yeah, me too.
And
hanging out,
it was comfortable. Yeah, you know, airflow, whatever.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
But what was life changing for me was, you know, the transition to boxer briefs. That was the best thing ever that happened to me. The best thing ever.
Dude, okay, go ahead.
And the reason I bring that up is because as you get older, you know, things need to be in place, and especially with the clothes you wear. You know, I'm a slim guy. I wear slim clothes and what have you. I can't wear boxers. It kind of, you know, lets things hang.
Yep. And you can see it.
Things can be noticed.
Yeah.
But anyways, I just thought I'd share that because it was life changing for me.
Well,
and it was my friend the one that told me that.
Well, it's funny that you talk about that because so I went from boxers in high school, same thing, to out of high school, not caring what anybody thought. I went into boxer briefs, and I was like, oh man, these are cool, whatever, right? But it was when I started exercising, okay, when I started like literally just, you know, really exercising, elliptical, hardcore, running on the treadmill, you know, things like that, going out and actually running, which I never really did as a kid. I was a fat kid, for anybody listening. I was a fat kid growing up, and
I would never believe it.
Lost a little bit of weight, but you know, I'm getting back to my roots. But so, you know, when I first started working out, which was, you know, back, I don't know, 6 years ago, something like that, 7 years ago, maybe, I started to realize that, like, you know, as you're running, you know, your shit's just kind of, even for me with the boxer briefs, my shit was just still kind of flopping all over the place. Now, it was also a lot of, you know, material, you know, that just is soaked by the time you're done with your workout. Yeah. So I transitioned into briefs because, and this is another thing I got to give credit to my dad for. My dad, you know, held it down and he got me with this too, but it was like, oh, you don't wear briefs? And I'm like, what? Like
what is
like
that?
panties?
What are you talking about?
He's like, oh my God, change the game. He's like, my shit was hanging down, you know, so low, it was flopping all over the place. And I'm like, what? And he's like, dude, I got the briefs. I run like a champ. Nothing, everything's in place. It stays right there, tucked, tight. It's great.
Yeah, I used to fuck with boxers. I don't fuck with boxers anymore.
Dude, I'm all about the briefs, though.
This is the thing, Jason. As we're young now, we wear the briefs. As we get older in our 70s, the package expands. So there's not going to be it's going to be overcrowded.
You don't know that for sure. 70. You don't know that for sure.
I'm going to call my grandpa. Well, he wears boxers. I know he wears boxers.
Talking about you get larger as you get older?
As you get older, your package is going to expand down. And it's just too much.
Yeah,
it's going to be crowded when you wear boxer briefs. So that's why, as you get older, you're going to get into.
All right, let's fuck with the next topic, though.
Well, maybe. Maybe. I like my shit held up, though. I like to be cradled. I like this shit. You know what I mean? It's like it you know, I feel like I'm nice and secure. I feel like I
cradled with the wipes.
I like to have control, you know? I feel like I have a lot of control there.
Do you get the aloe wipes or?
No, I got the Costco wipes.
I got the Costco shit with the aloe wipes,
though.
Costco shit got glass in it.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny is that, you know, that I do use the baby wipes, but, you know, right on the fucking baby wipe package, it has a picture of a person dropping a wipe in a toilet with a cross through it, right? And I'm like, oh,
no, don't do that.
I'll fucking be throwing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down that shit, no problem.
Oh, there's a tree growing in your septic.
I know, government's after me again, dude. Here we go.
All right, let's take a drink to that.
All right, here we go, dude. Cheers, 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 cheers. But yeah, right next to it at that Costco is I don't even know what they call them. They call them like the wet wipes or some kind of flushable wipe or whatever sitting right next to the baby wipe.
The rule of thumb is you're
I
not
don't fuck with
supposed to
it.
flush it.
They're not, dude. They're not the same. They're not the same quality, dude. I need strength. I need, like I said, I need support. I don't get the same
But
support with the
don't
fucking
flush
wet
the
wipes.
wipes because that'll clog up your.
That's
your
what people
pipes.
say. I've had this place for 2 years. I'm fine.
Yeah, for now.
2.5
5 years down the
Dude,
road.
yeah,
your
but
shit
I'm
be
moving,
clogged.
dog. I'm gonna sell
Yeah,
this
you don't
thing
care.
and
He moving.
then let the
Moving
next
on
person
up.
deal with it.
On the go.
No, I think it's fine. I think what happened, I don't think it's more of a clogging issue. I think it's more of a sewer issue.
All right, I got the next topic though. You ready
Okay,
for
go
it? Okay. I watched speaking of Graham Hancock, he had this post on Facebook.
Tell you about Graham Hancock.
Yeah,
He's
Graham.
an author.
I already told you, dude. He's on it. He posted this thing. Okay, what advice would you give the 16-year-old you if you could give it to him right now?
Right now,
Go ahead.
at 16,
If you could give the 16-year-old some advice, what is it?
if it was me, because see, what changed my life and for me was that 6, 7, 8 year ago period where I started working out. It changed the whole game for me because not only like when I was fat, I didn't feel 100%. I didn't feel confident. I felt unsuccessful. I felt defeated already, right? So if I could tell myself anything from right now would be to just start running at 16.
Just run.
Because it changed everything about me. It changed my success level. It changed my relationship. It changed my world. It changed everything. My confidence, like to be secure and confident in life is
In the body that you carry around every day.
it's all you got. You only got one, right?
That's
So
important, man. That's
when I
really
started
important.
that, yeah, because in high school, like I told you, I grew up a fat kid. So when I was in high school, I started losing a little bit of weight, and that was only because I did it like the shitty way, where you just like don't eat because you're like, oh fuck, I'm fat, and people make fun of me. And
Right,
I'm just not gonna eat
the
anything,
celebrity way.
The celebrity way, yeah, the bad way. And I lost a little bit of weight or whatever, but like majority of high school, like I was made fun of. I had bullies. People would talk about me all the time. So if I could tell myself anything right now to my 16-year-old self, it would be to just start running right now and never stop. Go ahead.
Me, I would tell myself, don't worry about or choose your friends carefully. And what I mean by that is kind of touching on what you said. Back in high school, you have friends that call themselves friends, but they're really not your friends. They'll make fun of you. They'll put a lot of peer pressure on you. They judge what you wear, what kind of haircut you have, what kind of shoes you have. That was a big problem for me.
They didn't like your shoes
through that age. Well, it's not that they didn't like my shoes, but it's all you had to go to school.
Were you rocking the
Timbs?
Fihas?
No, the Timbs.
Well,
Timbs, okay.
Okay.
All through high school. But
Okay.
the thing was, it was more like if you showed up to school with a tight shirt, you get made fun of all day. If you showed up with a stain on your jeans, or your jeans were wrinkled, or you didn't have the right haircut.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't matter,
Right.
And because of that peer pressure, I focused on the wrong things.
Right.
So if I were to tell myself, something and advice when I was 16, I'd say, hey, choose your friends carefully and focus more on you, not what people think about you.
Right.
Now, that peer pressure, man, it's brutal. I mean, a lot.
It's
Even
terrible.
till this day, and we didn't have the Facebook back then.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
You can only imagine. I mean, kids are killing themselves nowadays because
Dude,
can you imagine
kids
getting
are
the
killing
Facebook like what
themselves
happens
on
in like Facebook Messenger, like that these kids are the
if
bullying
you
and all
go
that
to
stuff.
a party,
Oh my
they'll
God.
take picture of you because we went to parties when we were teenagers,
Right,
15,
right.
16, 17, and all those pictures and the bullying. It's just that's what I would tell myself. 16, hey, worry about you, what you want in life. Don't worry about the peer pressure with friends, and because that became my life. It's like I had to worry more about what I wore and looked like at school than focusing on the books.
Yeah.
Dude.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Amen. Amen to that. That's what the text just came in. Amen to that.
Oh shit.
Love it.
Oh,
Whoever agreed, thank you. And
That was
the
my
parents
dad.
again?
That was
Okay.
my dad.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Dude, that is what it
Great.
is, dude. You don't
That's me.
understand
Thank
how
you.
much. You don't understand how much, dude, I lived that. Because here's the thing. And that's why like that shit hits home so much to kids today, because dude, bullying is so much worse today than it was when we were there. Like,
It's horrible.
you guys were there like before I was, so it was like worse, a little bit worse for me than it might have been for you, but maybe in certain situations. But like, dude, if you catch that one word of mouth in the negative tone, dude, you could never be looked at again in high school
Yep.
today.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
know, if someone caught a bad picture of you, or if your shit went viral in the high school, like that's it for you. Like, dude, as a
Exactly.
freshman today in high school, if you come in and you trip on the fucking stairwell your first day and you break your leg and shit, that's all you'll ever be known for. The dude that broke his
Yes,
leg first day
exactly.
of school. It's
Exactly.
like, it's so terrible for
I
these people today.
Unfortunately, I wasn't myself, my true self when I was in high school. You know,
I don't think anybody was.
I think
because
anyone is. I'm
yeah,
feeling you.
yeah. I mean, it was traumatizing, I think, in some aspects because you really cared more about what people thought about you and being in the it crowd than being yourself, which is sad. But that's just the way it is, unfortunately, and it's carried on for year after year after year after year, many years. I mean, if your father can relate to that, then you could only imagine how if his father can relate to that, or
Right.
you
How
go to school.
far
So,
back it goes, and
and it's gonna
just
keep on going, man.
sociology. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna keep
Dude,
on going.
that's real. I mean, people today, uh my little sis, I had a little sister. She passed away a couple years ago in a car wreck. That's just a little bit about me. A lot of people don't know.
I did not
Um,
know that at all.
Yeah.
yeah, my sister was
Sorry to hear that.
19 years old and
Oh my
got
goodness,
killed
that
in
is
a
terrible.
car
May
wreck.
she rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? Like, I can remember when I was younger and frequenting around her house where uh you know it wasn't her parents. You see, she was um yeah, you could tell it's a little bit hard for me to talk about, but
Of course.
my mom, she's not too good, in her own life. So my little sister from her side went and lived with my aunt, right? So my aunt took her in and raised her. Well, I can remember many times where I went over to my aunt's house, as she was growing up, getting to the 14s, the 15s, and she literally had banned her from online. Back then it was MySpace, right? She had
Yeah.
literally banned her from online because she apparently she had the cool kids had bullied her so much online that when she had to change schools because she went
Wow.
to school every day and the girls there were just so vicious to her. Like, she had no friends. She got there every day. Kids were saying shit to her every single day. Like, she would cry in the morning to go to school. It's like, dude, when I go
That's
there,
horrible.
people just make
Yeah, that's bullshit.
it is terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible what kids have to live through today, and it's all due to every part of everybody's life is online now. It's like you can see it. It's getting better, right? Because people were
The
going through
awareness
those.
is out there now.
Yeah, the awareness, and that's true. Everywhere you go with people, Hillary Clinton, it's just a lot of that shit. She's talk about bullying, and
That's
everybody's.
yeah, that like I told you before, like it's a huge thing for me, and that's one of the biggest reasons why I support her so much because like I told you before, I was bullied, and it's just not it's not an okay thing, no matter what the bullying is, and the sad part is that I feel like a lot of the bullies don't even realize like how like what the effect actually is on the person that they're doing it to, and maybe like they have a bad environment at home, or maybe they got something going on in their life too. But the more that it's exposed, the more that it's talked about, the more like we were talking about, the awareness is out there, the better it's getting. But with social media being like as easy I mean, dude, there's even, I mean, celebrities are getting bullied, dude. And they'll talk about it, like they'll post a picture on Instagram and they get trolled hardcore, and they read these things, like not all of them, but they read some of them and it bothers them, and you can see it. And it's just not an okay thing. Like, and I'll be honest, like I've posted a couple things on like some, people's, pages that I kind of wish that I didn't do. Um, you know, and it's all because you kind of get like wrapped up in this fucking shit where like you think, oh, it's fine. Like they're just a celebrity. Like who cares? Like, like no, not who cares. Like they care and you should
Yeah,
care. and it's just not okay, you know. So
Well, and that's the thing. People write things, and you're so quick to talk back, but it's just like anything. When I was growing up without cell phones, people would always say, why don't you fucking think a little bit before you speak? It's like, dog, I don't think. I just go. I just go.
Yeah.
I just go.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what it is with cell phones today. You're so quick to write something, and it's like it's a shame that the first thing that people write are mostly negative. It's like when you hear somebody talk, it's like the first thing isn't to hear them. The first thing is to say, oh well, they're not right.
Right.
That's not right. Like I want to say
Everyone's a
something
critic about everything.
I don't know if I agree with that. There's some points where critics
It's,
are meant to be critics, and I don't want to get on the subject too long because it's definitely a downer subject. But
well, it is, yeah. So like, yeah, we can definitely change the subject, but I mean, that's why,
well,
and that's like why we're here, and that's why we talk, and our objective is just to kind of as a
bring light to those situations a little bit.
Yeah, a normal person just talk about life instances that affect other people, and that can maybe help somebody at some point, and
well, Jarrell, something you
So
don't know about me, but I'm a father, and I got a little
blessing.
baby girl. Yeah.
to a yeah
But
to
the
a
thing
beautiful
is, it's
young
like
girl.
the bullying that is done has nothing to do with the kids. It's like how raised, what for me, it's like my daughter, like, will probably I say this because there is a point in time where there's a lot to be done on their end, but you know if someone is raised with the saying like you don't say anything to anybody, if you're talking to your kids, like, don't say anything bad. There's nothing intended to say bad. Please just respect what they do. If that's drilled into you, then you're potentially not going to look at somebody who trips and falls on the steps in the first day and be like, oh man, that sucks. You might just extend your hand to help them up, you
Exactly.
know and that's what I'm going to do. I really strive to make sure that, and for me, it's like I reach for the biggest stars out there in the universe. So it's like I want to raise my kid to be the next Hillary Clinton.
Right.
It's like, but most people in our age groups, when you look at the people that were raising kids to be us, that was during the 70s. That was during the 80s, where back then, man, it was a lot of drugs going on. There was a lot of just a lot of stupid shit going on where people were having making babies, and maybe they didn't exactly have the right frame of mind, but as they get older, hopefully, like, as the person you become, you make sure to right the ship a little bit,
I, I I think it'll never end. It's sad to say. It's just there's so many ways to bully. I mean, one, it
Well,
has to do with the body size. I mean, there are kids that are unfortunately skinny and small compared to, like, this in fourth grade. This kid who's already like 5'9". It's just sad that, and not only that, it has to do with the kids that are poor, the kids that are rich.
anything.
Of
It
course,
could
that's
be
what I'm saying.
anything.
Bullying is it's an overall spectrum of things of all kinds of stuff. But I do want to hear about Matt saying what would he tell himself when he was 16.
That's right.
And
That's right.
and
But you
and
know what? But real quick, you guys talk amongst each other real fast because I gotta make one little cocktail real fast, and then the wife just came by. Hi,
we
baby.
just had
We gotta
a
go
special appearance.
guest star. She's out though, so it was a quick one, but she was here. But go ahead and talk, and I'll be right back.
Go ahead,
so
man.
I guess I gotta say about mine,
Yeah,
about
what
what
would
I would
you
tell
tell yourself?
myself.
Yeah, at 16.
All right. It's kind of hard because you almost feel like if you had to pick one, right?
Yeah, right.
um, I guess I would tell myself, you know, it's gonna happen. Uh, it, if you end up, that's kind of fucking funny. What would I tell myself when I was 16? Um, you're almost there. Maybe like figure out a way to get up and do it instead of just think of, or instead of just talk about it, instead of just feeling like it was enough to just talk about it. Get up and do it. I guess I was the kind of person that always talked about what I wanted to be, or talked about how somebody else should be, or talked about how, this could change or that could change, but I was never one to really feel like I could pick myself up and go and do it.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I did that in my current life when it was, and I feel like I should have been doing what I'm doing now a long time ago. So if I could tell myself one thing, man, just get up and do it. 16 back in 101, BC, 16 years old could have ruled a nation. You know, it's like Tutankhamun, right? What he took kingship at 9 years old. Like, to be a 16-year-old in 2016 means that you're nothing in this world. Like, but you have the potential to be a lot. And if I could tell myself that, that's what it would be.
I guess the mentality that I try to carry myself with now is don't wait till you're 50 to tell yourself what you would have done when you were 35, or wait till you're 70 and tell yourself what you should have done when you were 70. It's like, now think like you're 70 and do as you're 35. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but
No, it does. It does. But see, when you're 16 or when you're 25,
well, you got to enjoy your childhood, and that's what that was. Adolescence, becoming a man, and obviously seeing changes in your body, and learning about the birds and the bees and what have you, and that's the thing. Sometimes we don't just sit back and enjoy the moment. We're always thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow. I got to pay rent, I got to pay my car note, I ain't got no money, my credit's bad, blah blah blah. So I'm 35 now, and I'm thinking to myself like I'm 70, giving myself advice at 35. What would you do? What would you have done? What would you have changed? And I gotta say, I got big plans for 2016, and hopefully they can all come true. But even if it doesn't come true, I'm still enjoying the air that I breathe every minute.
yeah,
Because some people really have to go through things.
slowing it down a little bit,
Exactly. Sometimes people have to go through things in life in order to see how beautiful life is.
Sometimes people got to choke on a couple pieces of steak to realize that they need to chew their shit before they go.
But I can tell you one thing that I would have told myself now, back when I was 18, was don't open up a credit card.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Don't open up credit. That's for sure. Because it took me 13 years after that, my first credit card at 18, to finally clean my credit. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Back.
That's really
Back.
All right, I got another thing. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude,
New
yeah,
Year's
credit takes keys,
resolutions.
though. Just
New
not too much
Year's
about me.
resolutions.
Okay.
What do you got?
New Year's resolution. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't make those resolutions. I'm not a resolution kind of person. Only because I'm trying to lie less and be more honest and realistic in life. And to be honest,
So you
it's
do
too,
those resolutions.
well, that's not a resolution. That's something that I just, I try to live my life by. And to be honest, I just feel like if I were to, commit to something that say I want to accomplish but don't, I would be either failing myself or lying to myself. So I just choose not to, and continue to just strive to be the best that I can be.
You can be. Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
I
no,
like that.
I don't do the New Year's resolution thing.
Jarrell, what you got for me? Resolution, New Year's.
If I were to say one, I do want to kind of put a little more meat in my body. So that meaning chew more chicken and chew more steaks, right?
The thing about that is that and the viewers might not know this about me, is I don't eat red meat. I don't eat red meat. So,
I try not to as well. Yeah.
No hot dogs, no steak. So, but more power to you on that one.
Well, what I want to do is bulk up. So hit the gym a little bit more, a little bit more protein.
You do some protein.
You can do that.
Protein shakes.
I got all that stuff. It's just getting the
kill less cows though, for real.
It's just getting the
cows
the will
enough.
The will to hit the gym.
No, it's more the will than anything else. Yeah. It doesn't matter what animal you're decimating to improve your own personal performance. it's just more about the will. It's more about making sure you get up at 5 a.m. to go take that
Exactly.
jog.
Or go after work. You get. I mean, after a long day's work, you just want to go home and relax and kind of just be unwind. And nobody wants to take the time to go out and work out if you don't have that will. So
True.
I'll get it.
No, I can't do it. I can't. No, I cannot do it. I will never. Every time.
I have a very strict schedule, right, with my life. And maybe it's because I made it accessible. And maybe that's like where, the change needs to come in for people, making it accessible and easy. See, we grew up in an environment now where we work more than we ever have. Um, and not only when you are at work, you're obviously, at work and you're working, but when you get home, there's a lot of times that people are answering emails, phone calls.
Yeah.
They're still basically working, right? I can tell you that there's, I got, multiple people that have called already over the holiday weekend. And it's like, dude, really? Like, having a silverfish issue isn't gonna, kill anybody. So let's just relax for a second. Okay. But, you know, um, so in order for people to succeed, in either working out or whatever it is that they want to accomplish outside of work, you have to make it accessible and easy enough to maintain it on a regular basis. So like myself, I was lucky enough to, you know, get a place that had 2 bedrooms. And this was, a few years back when I purchased my first condo, and I made that second bedroom a gym room, so I use that gym every day. I mean,
Nice.
my schedule was I woke up at 5, I was out the door at 6, I was at my first job by 6:30 or earlier. I work my butt off, and I'm in an environment where I'm working outdoors. I'm walking, I'm running, I'm, going uphill, downhill. I'm working out already as a job. When I get home, I'm on that elliptical within the first 15 minutes of being home. I might go home, go to the bathroom, change, whatever, walk the dog real quick, and then I'm on that elliptical. Watch whatever it is on TV as I'm doing my workout, and then I'm off and I'm doing my thing. And, then Jessica gets home, we have our dinner and watch our TV. And that's basically our life. It's you. And me and Matt have talked about this with our podcast about being structured, or should we have structure in our cast? And I'm all about like having some sort of structure, because if you don't, you can't accomplish what you want. And that's, to me, it's just how I've always looked at everything. Like going back to, this working out every day, you're not going to accomplish it unless you have some sort of structure in your life. And I have
Correct.
that structure, and that's how I have accomplished what I've accomplished, which is maintaining the weight that I want to be at, and maintaining a healthy weight. But yeah.
But you don't want to have routine either.
Well, that's
Routine can
that's
tend to
what
be
I'm
boring.
Well,
saying.
you already have routine in your life. So,
Well,
you have to work
routine
every day,
and
right? Or
structure
your
is
schedule. You have routine.
it's
Well, the routine of working, yeah, but you can break your own routine. You don't want to fall into that.
But the problem is that if you start breaking routines, then you're never going to care really about anything. So whatever it is that you try to accomplish, you're like, oh, well, I don't want to have routine in my life. That's how you're the back of your mind is always thinking. If you don't have that structure, then
Well, we're talking about 2 different
oh,
routines.
okay,
I
my
think
fault.
that's
No, I'm off track.
oh, my fault. He goes to my fault.
That's my fault. Wait, what are we talking about?
well, you were talking about
I'm
the
just
structure
kidding.
and
I'm just
the
kidding.
routine, and I
Yeah,
just
no,
think
I
that
hear
there
you.
are all kinds of different routines that we can fall in that need to be changed or even broken, which would be a good thing, not a bad thing. That's all.
Okay.
Right. Well, and differing. So, like, instead of hitting the elliptical 365 days a year, you could hit the elliptical 100 days a year, hit the treadmill 100 days, and then, you know, hit outside. So it's like if you step on a path, you're never trying to better yourself
So check it
either.
out. So
You're never trying to best it.
I have I tried that, right? And I'm kind of in that like predicament right now, where I took like one day I would work out. The next day, oh, you know what? Let me take a day off, right? Next day, work out. Next day, didn't work out. Then the next day happened, I didn't work out again. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? You have to have some sort of structure there. Otherwise, you can get into your other routine of not doing anything, of either whether it be laziness or
Of
putting it
not
off or
having
whatever,
any
right?
structure. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So like I try to tell you, you
Yeah.
have
I mean,
routine
I
in your
get it,
life.
but
You will always have routine in your life. So you just need to have certain structures in your life. That's all. Little ones. You don't have to have big ones,
so,
but
but for the cast though, like this is part of the joy of your life, something that you don't
I
need to
love
put
those. Yeah,
shackles on.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, with working out, you need to be there for an hour. You need to do whatever the fuck you got to do. But
Right.
after that, like, you get home and, hey, I'm going to plop my ass on the couch for just about 15 minutes and I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do.
And that's needed
And that's
sometimes. Yeah.
kind of what, yeah, that's what this is. It's like there should be no bans on this. There should be no, okay, if we're going to be here for an hour, like, this is it. Then it becomes, then it becomes a workout. Then it becomes something you have to do,
Right.
not something you want to do.
Right.
And that's my whole thing about it, is that
Yeah.
I don't want this to become something we have to do.
All right.
That's all it is.
Well, okay. So let's go ahead and let's get into another topic. Let's dive into something else. Let's talk about something else. So Jarrell wanted to talk a little
I
bit
got
about.
two things. Okay, go
Oh
ahead.
shit. Okay. Well, we're so
No,
back.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I can't switch the subject and then go ahead.
No. I was switching it.
It's okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So Jarrell wanted to talk a little bit about the O.J. Simpson case and trial. So Jarrell, what do you got for me?
Well, it's obviously old news. I mean,
Very old.
Yeah, who doesn't know about?
But there's a new show coming
there's
out
a new show coming out
in February.
It's-
Oh, I did not know about
It's called
this.
American Crime Story:
exactly.
The People versus
Oh.
O.J. Simpson. It's supposed to
It-
be awesome.
it-
QB
it-
Gooding Jr.
All about the OJ
QB
show.
Gooding Jr. is playing OJ. Okay.
it should
Then you
be a
got the
good show.
director.
What?
You
It's
got
a
the director from American
reenactment.
Horror Story. It's going to be insane.
Yeah, it's going to be on FX.
Mhm.
I think it's going to be good TV.
Yeah.
And the reason I wanted to bring it up is, like, what do you guys think? What's your guys' opinion on this whole OJ thing? And did he do it? Did he not do it?
Dude, what's
I
crazy-
honestly don't have an opinion.
Oh, wow,
Who
I do.
gives a fuck? It's so
Dude.
old. He did it. He clearly did it. I
Yeah.
mean, like, he wouldn't have tried to rob some fucking place 25 years later if he didn't do it. He robbed a
Dude,
jewelry
what's crazy
store.
is that, like, you say, like, oh, who gives a fuck? But, like, dude, I am so attracted to that case. I don't know why. I don't know
It's
what
one
it
of the
is.
biggest Hollywood mysteries of all time.
Dude, it is so
He did
intriguing
it.
to me.
It was brutal, though,
He
man.
did
I
it.
saw the
So
actual
brutal.
pictures of
So
what he did.
So I was watching. Okay, so
Or what
okay,
they-
let's
whoever
talk. Let's
did.
talk about this for a second. So I was watching a documentary, and they said that the biggest part of evidence against O.J. Simpson were actually the socks that were found back at his home. Okay, so after they were found dead, okay, O.J.'s number one suspect because, motive, right? Like, ex or wife, they weren't on such a good relation. I think they were separated at the time, whatever. So they end up going back to O.J.'s house and they end up finding a couple blood drop trail leading up into the house. Okay, that was matching OJ's blood. And when they got up to the bedroom, they found a black pair of dress socks. And at the time, they didn't know anything about, they just saw these black dress socks until they actually, like, got them back and analyzed them and found that they were literally covered in blood, especially at the ankles. Okay, that blood was the blood of Nicole Brown Simpson. And what was the other guy's name?
Who's it? What's his name? Hold on.
So anyway, of those two people that were killed, and that was the most damning evidence that they had, right? But there was all kinds of things that were done that messed up that entire case, that were against protocol. So there were so many people at the scene. People were walking up and down. They had pictures of people leaning up against the railing that, next to the crime scene with their feet on the rails, and people tracking their feet, different footprints. You got coroners that are coming in, you got police, you had the ambulance, and people that responded first, all these different things and all these different people that kind of like corrupted the crime scene. One of the biggest pieces of evidence that kind of like went nowhere, which really sucks, is that the blood that was found on the back of Nicole Brown Simpson, okay, there were droplets of blood like that were splattered. Literally, like, it was like Nicole Brown's laying on the floor, okay, face down, back up, blood dropped and splattered on her back. They never fucking tested it because the people that were handling the crime scene ended up flipping her body over to, like, pick her up and put her into a body bag.
It was Ron Goldman.
Ron Goldman. Okay. And crazy, like, and that could have been something that would have sealed the deal, but there were so many things. So then you got this, like, this senior detective that was a fucking piece of shit. Okay. He ended up pleading the Fifth Amendment for a bunch of things, involving the case. He didn't want to talk about whether he planted evidence. He didn't want to talk about whether, he's been caught doing it before or anything else. He pled the fifth on almost everything that they asked him, which is, you know, chicken shit. So, you know, but there was a lot of stuff that they kind of got involved in that they just tampered with the evidence too much, so much that he was found innocent. Now, I do think that he killed him, but there are stuff that I kind of wonder about too. And one of the things is like they brought in this karate instructor and master, because Ron Goldman practiced karate. Okay. And when they were analyzing the bodies and they were analyzing, like, you know, what his knuckles and fists look like, they were bruised. And, you know, and that indicated basically that he struck the subject, right, on multiple occasions in order to bruise those knuckles. That he was found in ways of like in a karate kick motion, you know, on the ground, that like he tried to kick the suspect, right? And this karate expert was basically talking about, like, you know, if whoever it was that did this would have had some sort of, because he basically like broke down like the fight, like how it went down between him and Ron Goldman. Now, Ron Goldman was a young dude, strong, was able to, you know, defend himself if needed. Now, OJ's a big guy, so obviously it was not even a match really, but he would have put up some sort of struggle. Now, Nicole, it was super easy, probably, you know, slice her throat real quick and stab whatever he did, which is brutal, but it's what he did. It was easier than Ron Goldman. So Ron Goldman put up this fight. So this karate expert was basically talking about, you know, if the way that it looks, the suspect would have had something, you know, damages, you know, whether it be, you know, black eye or, you know, cut, you know, facial areas, or
I could tell Jarrell's got something to say about it.
he does.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So, you know, all these different things. The only thing that was found on OJ was on his middle finger. There was a cut on his knuckle. And that's
On
it.
OJ?
On OJ. That was it. That was the only thing found on him.
So
But all
these dudes had been clearly like beaten up, but OJ got a cut on his knuckle.
all the other evidence damned that he was there. And then there's one other thing too that was kind of interesting, and I'll bring this up. So
OJ one hit or quitted him dead is what
basically,
they're, you know.
So you guys, everybody remembers the glove.
Yeah.
Okay. The glove. If the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit. Okay. That's how that whole thing went down, right? Well, he ended up putting the glove on with like another glove on first, you know, so obviously it didn't fit. Then he like didn't even basically try to pull the, you know, bullshit. So that glove that was found though, so basically that wound that OJ suffered, the only wound that was suffered on his knuckle, it basically resembled like if OJ had his arm, okay, around Nicole's like throat. It basically was like Nicole was trying to pull his arm down and she ended up using her nail and cut his middle knuckle. And that's basically what the experts were saying happened if it was OJ. Okay. So the part that doesn't make any sense though is that the glove that was found, which the wound was found on his left hand, left middle finger knuckle. Okay. They found the left glove at the scene. Now, if he was cut, to the point where he was literally dripping blood. Remember, I told you in the beginning, they found that trace of blood all the way leading up to his front door. So that would have been found in that glove. And there was no blood found in the glove at all. But I guess it could have been like, as she was, grabbing, maybe like the glove came off and then the wound happened. I don't know. But there's a lot of little things that kind of like, that just, it's a very slippery slope. I do think that he did it, but there's a lot of stuff that you're like, okay, well, maybe.
One thing that they found that I thought was
the shoe.
Yeah, it was like
some certain shoe. It was only 300 of them.
Yeah, and sold. He said he never owned a pair. Didn't even know what that was.
So okay,
but then they took a picture of him wearing them.
All right. So here's what happened. So OJ was found not guilty. Okay. In this huge trial of the century that lasted over a year.
Yeah.
And the year following,
the Kardashians, right?
Yeah. So Rob Kardashian was the attorney, which is the Kardashians' father. So so a year later, though, the Goldman family, the father and the mother, they filed a civil suit against OJ Simpson in the death of their son. When they went to trial, they brought new evidence, which was those pictures that Jarrell was talking about, the pictures of him wearing these shoes that he claimed that he never wore those ugly ass shoes. That's his quote. I know I would never wear those ugly ass shoes. Okay. So they ended up bringing a picture in And the first picture, you know, OJ got up on the stand. He was talking about like, oh, you know, those are doctored. This is laughable. This is a joke. You know, that those aren't them. You know, somebody remastered these, right? Another photographer that was there the same day released his photo collage that were still in the print form to the court, that couldn't be, you know, edited. They were in raw format, everything, right? Showed him wearing the shoes. They were the exact same shoe. They even have pictures of the actual sole of the shoe as he's walking, his foot's up, right? They were able to analyze the shoe. It was the definite shoe that was found, the footprints that were found at the crime scene. And he was found liable. So he had to, you know, pay the Goldman family millions, which I don't know if he ever did, because by that time he was already so broke that, you know, there was really nothing to give. But still, I mean, you know, double jeopardy, unfortunately, is a law, and you cannot convict somebody of something twice. Once he was found not guilty, it's over. You know, there's nothing else you can do. But, you know, karma's a bitch, and guess where he's at?
Yeah. So anyways, Matt, that's the only reason I wanted to bring it up, just because there's a show coming up, and it looks like
a great show,
entertaining TV. Yeah,
I can't wait for that show.
I feel like I will definitely watch the show now. I'm a little bit intrigued.
Dude, they started advertising that show like, you know, months ago, and I'm like, oh my god, I cannot wait for this show. And literally, it's a month away, so I'm stoked. I hope the people that are listening, you know, tune into it, because it looks like something special.
Yes,
so
sir.
here's a text from my
Here
uncle.
we go. Uncle
My
now.
uncle says Mark Fuhrman was a detective that was accused of racism.
Mark Fuhrman.
So he was a racist. One of the detectives on the case.
Now, see, here's what's funny about the case, right? So yeah, Mark Fuhrman, right? So here's what got really crazy, and what kind of like, I mean, it was very weird, but it became a race case. It wasn't about OJ anymore. It was about black versus white. And
yeah. That's the.
If you watch when you start watching this series, or if you go watch a documentary, you'll see that when that verdict was read, okay, the white people just crumble. Oh my God, what the, you know, the black people erupted in cheer. But a year later, after everything started coming out, all that shit changed. All the black people that were about it are like, what the fuck, dude? This guy's a fucking killer, dude. Everybody was like that. But during the trial of the century, it was so big that it was literally built on race.
Well, yeah, wasn't that during that Rodney King situation as well?
Yeah, Rodney King. It was a bunch of shit going on in that time.
It was a big time, you know, race time, you know, and really it still is, you know.
It still is today. I mean,
in a very racial
Trayvon Martin
community.
Everything.
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible, and especially law enforcement. You know, they're in a very judgmental
Sandra
position.
Bland.
What's that?
Sandra Bland, which
I
think Bernie Sanders even brought up during that, that was huge. I mean, I just can't believe that, you know.
It's really sad. But at the same time, you know, I can't really speak on police because I'm not in that position. I wouldn't want shots being fired at me on a daily basis, and I don't want to be dealing with, you know, drug dealers and killers and rapists and all these different things on a daily basis. So I can't really speak for them. But when you see it and you watch it on TV, you know, obviously, like I told you, everybody's a critic. You know, so it's hard to say. It's like, you know, shit, you know, do they cross the line? Sure. Do they sometimes not go far enough? Sure.
But you know what? There's that. That's a different convo. We don't have this cast for that convo because it will be brought up. But yeah, definitely.
But the thing is,
I got two things. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, I'm done with it.
I got two things as we bring this cast to a close, because we've been here for a long time.
Have we really?
Dog, it's been a long time. It's almost been 4 hours.
Dude, it's only 9:10.
It's only been 2 hours and a half.
It's only been 2.5 hours.
No, it's been almost 3 hours.
Almost 3 hours.
We started at 6:30. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
To close out the cast? Now here you go.
I'm just saying. Now I gotta go pee.
What? Last cast, he was like, "Oh, don't end it, don't end it." Now he's
like,
we gotta bring this to a close. Hell no, I ain't about this shit. Uh-oh, another update.
Yep, another update. My dad asked these guys if they think the guys from Alcatraz made it off the island.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
You don't think so?
Dude, that water was so choppy. That water was so cold. There's no way in hell, dude. I
Dude,
don't think
there
so.
are a lot of documentaries saying they made it.
Dude, if they made
Like
it,
it was easy. They
if
could
they,
have easily made it.
I don't
They're
think
saying
so,
it's
bro.
even so. Listen. There's even so much that they could have made it easily that it's now a swim race. Average swimmers can go to this race and swim
Different
to
times.
Alcatraz.
Different times, different
Yeah,
weather
but
conditions.
dude, not that much
Yeah,
different. I mean,
I
yeah,
agree
you're
with
right.
what Jason said. Different weather conditions because I went to San
I have
Francisco
too.
and I saw it
It's
myself,
dude, I
and
have too, and
it's swimmable. But
when
I
when
even saw
I
the
was there,
current that was pulling out.
dude. When I was there, it was wild, bro. Like touching that water, fuck no.
It's
It was so cold, dude. It was so cold. And this wasn't even winter time. I think this was more like fallish. And like when they did it, it was like winter, dude. It was cold as fuck, choppy
Yeah,
as
but
shit.
you know
this
what,
is
dude? They could have made it though.
to answer Matt Senior's question, which I like because I've always been
I like it
intrigued
too.
about that American mystery. Um, and it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. When you have adrenaline going, almost anything is quite possible.
That's what I'm saying.
Except for
Who
taking a
cares
bullet.
how cold it is? Like
Exactly.
they
Like
were
when you want to escape,
trapped in, they were never gonna make it.
and when you want to escape as much as they wanted to, believe me, you'll find a way, and you'll get that. Because I mean, I watched that show. What is it? I Survived, and
Yeah.
the body can go through a lot of
Trauma.
and survive it. You know, and I think these guys, if you really want to escape, you would.
Hypothermia is a different issue, though,
Well,
dude.
I get it.
Hypothermia is a
No,
different
but you
animal,
know
bro.
what? You'll let your body freeze to death trying. That's what you know.
That's what
So
happened.
And
That's
the
why
thing.
they've never been found because dude, they're in that water. That current is so strong that dude, everything is wiped out. You're
dude,
never
it's
gonna
not
find it.
that strong though. I'm telling you. I mean, if it can be swam during some point in the, it can't be so much stronger that nobody do it. If it can be
I watched the
swam in
documentary
general.
on those guys and they basically were showing like, you know, what they made the raft out
Yeah,
of, which was
out
like
of jackets,
like the
right? Out
jacket,
of like,
the tarps.
dude, they did it. It's possible.
Yeah.
What do they call those? Like
Ponchos or something.
ponchos. Yeah, basically like ponchos, right? And stitched them up and everything and glued them and all that stuff. But
And he could have tunneled through brick with a fucking spoon and made it. Like, it's possible, dude.
I'm
It's,
not.
I mean,
I think they definitely got out, right? They definitely got out and they got to where the water was. I just don't think they made it to mainland. I don't think they made it,
okay,
dude.
get this,
At the same
get
time, not to
this.
cut you
Like,
off, Matt, but at the same time, the good
go
point
ahead.
is if they survived, there's no way that they could have just disappeared
Mhm.
without anyone seeing, hearing.
That's the other thing. That's
something.
the main reason
I
why
mean,
I don't
Whitey
think that they made it.
Bulger
Got caught.
disappeared from Boston, where I'm from,
Got
and
caught in
and he got caught in
Santa
California.
Monica.
20 years
That's
later,
today, though. You
but he got
know,
caught.
yeah, but
Same thing. These
look,
dudes would have still been
there's
alive.
new fucking, there's that new TV show on history about finding Hitler. It's got a fighter on there. Shit, the only reason I knew about it is because the fighter that's on there, Tim Kennedy, is on there. He's actually like a special ops dude.
Yeah.
But dude, I mean, they're talking about how it's completely possible Hitler could have escaped, and yeah, Hitler, and could have ended up being in Argentina, and then here, and then here, and then never
Escaped
found.
where?
I
What are you
mean,
talking about?
dude, because they're talking about Hitler via suicide, right? But Hitler escaped. They're saying Hitler could have escaped. There's documents that the U.S. government released saying Hitler escaped. You know, and that whole TV show, it's new. Go watch it. It's
Well,
on demand.
but they found Hitler though.
No,
Dead with his
they
wife.
didn't.
Yeah, they
No,
did.
they didn't. No, nope, they did not. Look it up. Watch the show Finding Hitler on History Channel.
With the fucking iPad. Watch.
I'm looking.
Trust me, dude. They found him dead.
No,
Okay.
no.
All right.
It's
All right,
on the
conspiracy
TV
theories.
show. That's what they just made. They just made the TV show a second ago. Like, it's on. It's brand new. They're still running episodes and shit.
Okay. Don't believe everything you watch. That's all I'm saying.
No, nobody does.
Well, you do. You're like, yo, it's a TV show. It's real as fuck. Trust me, dog.
No, listen, I don't care about
I don't know what happened to the second show.
All I'm saying
they'll
is
be
they could
back.
have disappeared. Those dudes that made it off the island could have definitely disappeared.
They found him dead, bro.
The dude went to an uncle's house and lived in the basement forever. He got brought food. He just watched TV the rest of his life.
Well, Google says that his body was later discovered and identified by the Soviets.
Told you.
When though?
After that raid.
Yeah, but that story could have happened anywhere. After that story, there was multiple stories
fuck.
about how
Come
he
on,
got out
homie.
of Germany.
I'm telling you, dog. No, this one unfortunately is not a. You know, he killed himself. He went out like a beast. I mean, he could have fucking went out point blank with a gun, but he went out, you know, with I think some sort of serum or poison that he took that took him out. But they found him, identified him as Hitler. He was found dead.
You couldn't identify anybody at that time. No way.
Come
The
on.
fucking police reports back in that
We got
time.
off topic,
The
though.
forensics back in that time.
I want to know what you think, man. You think that they survived Alcatraz?
Hell yes, they got out of
Well, he's a conspiracy
Alcatraz.
theorist, so yeah, he thinks everything's possible.
It is possible, though.
Dude, where's Tupac, dog?
Hey,
Hey, tell me where Tupac is for real. I'm trying to fucking dude. Tupac.
I don't know about Tupac. No, he got
You don't
shot.
know about Tupac
dude.
now? What
No,
about
he
JFK?
got shot.
You know where JFK is?
JFK? No, he got
Yeah, where'd
shot
he
too.
go?
But Joe
He
Rogan's
escaped.
podcast
I heard he escaped.
was just talking. Hey, Joe Rogan's podcast was just talking about this shit that was just found out. You know, like this seasickness drug. You know, when you take a drug for seasickness, apparently that substance, the main substance that helps you, apparently in very, very, very high doses, when blown on a human being, it makes him completely black out and forget about what the fuck happened.
Nice.
On Joe Rogan's podcast, they were talking about how that's completely possible, that the gunman from the JFK, you know, it was set up and that dude had just gotten doused with that fucking chemical and just completely forgot about what the fuck. That they talked about that in Joe Rogan. Not that that's real because it's Joe Rogan, but they, you know, obviously that chemical is real and it's definitely possible today, dude.
Okay, so I got breaking news.
We got breaking news.
In an article that was posted in 2014,
On Wikipedia,
it says FBI releases documents providing Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun fled to Argentina in a submarine.
See, I told you that's what the show's about. That's where it starts.
What's
the very first episode.
What's the source? What's the source?
And then it says,
break us with the source.
FBI.
What it says is, what's even more astonishing is that the FBI knew, in fact, that he was living in the foothills of the Andes. And this is a document that was provided to by the FBI.
The public. Here's what happened. The FBI released over 100 classified documents that made the Hitler case declassified. And that's why the fucking TV show happened. Because they wanted to go through all the declassified documents and Trey Hitler could have gone. Watch the first episode, dude. It's actually pretty awesome. The first episode of the show.
I'll watch it, but I think that this would be even bigger news than what we're talking about right now.
Well, yeah, of course they don't find him. You can't figure it out. I mean, I think he's dead by now anyway. I mean,
it says not only did the DNA not match any recorded samples to be Hitler's, but whatever bodies the Soviets discovered, it wasn't them. So maybe he did, flee. Who knows? He's dead now, obviously.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
But if he lived in Argentina as a regular guy, that's crazy. Eh?
I mean,
well, and you know what's even crazier is if you watch the show, there is actual Nazi schools in Argentina, the exact place where they say he must have landed. There's Nazi school systems. There's Nazi people still living there. There's a German community in southern Argentina. Dude, watch the show. I will tell you.
What channel is the show on?
No, it's on History Channel. It's brand new. It's brand new. Finding Hitler. And Tim Kennedy, the UFC veteran, is on the show. I found out about this show from Ariel Helwani's podcast when he had him on.
Okay.
And I watched it. It was actually pretty interesting.
I think I will give it a view.
Yes, give it a view. One view. All right. Here's what I got.
All right.
What you got?
Here's what I got.
First one.
Okay, this is kind of funny. It's more funny, okay? I cheated the other day. Finding Hitler.
Haunting Hitler. Don't follow this trail.
Finding Hitler.
Hold up.
Listen, I I cheated the other day, guys.
I just Googled finding Hitler and nothing popped up.
Finding Hitler, History Channel, 100%.
No, bro, it's called Hunting Hitler, dog.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. And it
Damn
says
it.
don't follow this trail.
What does that mean?
It means that it's fucking not true.
No, they're going through the FBI fucking documents,
show.
whether or
It's a show.
not
It's a
where
show.
they go. It's a TV show. Goddamn. I mean, come on.
I'm just trying to give the people every bit of information and we can all make our own decisions. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, go see it. That's all I'm saying. Okay, listen, I
Okay.
cheated the other day. I
Okay.
cheated. Okay?
You cheated.
I cheated.
Okay.
Let me tell you. I caught myself watching Fox Sports 1, their nightly sports news. Now,
Okay.
let me tell you why I felt the need to get up and write about this. Okay?
Yeah.
I raise myself every single day, every single night, going to sleep to ESPN.
Yeah.
Okay? I listen to the sports and the scores and what was going on in sports and Stuart Scott and Steve Berman and all those guys, right? The other day I was watching ESPN and I was like, man, this is not it anymore. I went to channel 620, okay, on Comcast. That's Fox Sports 1 on HD.
Okay.
And I was because listen, recently after the UFC merger with Fox,
Right.
they have been searched for on sports newscasting. They actually got the award for the top two, like the show, like the whatever award, whatever that industry award is. They got the show. They won it. So ever since they won it, I've been trying to, check it out, see if it's what it's about, and it's ESPN.
Right.
Right? I mean, that's what they do. They go through sports clips, top 10 dunks or whatever the fuck they do, but it's better.
Yeah.
It's better than ESPN. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching it and I'm like, damn, I'm flipping back and forth. I'm like flipping to ESPN, I'm flipping back to Fox Sports 1, just trying to get a judge on what the fuck's going on.
Right.
And basically Fox Sports 1 is taking the exact same path ESPN used to take, where they rode their lead anchors to superstardom. They had a couple guys, Stuart Scott, Stuart Scott, like, is the legend, the absolute legend on ESPN sportscasting. Like, I must have watched every damn Sunday night. We got Berman on NFL Countdown. We got Stuart Scott telling all the good NBA, breakdowns and scores, and then Stuart Scott dies, and all of a sudden, dude, not only that, but ESPN's got a lot of fucking lawsuits against him.
Dude, I love Stuart Scott though, bro. I miss that.
Stuart was the king,
Dude,
and
God, I love
up
that
until
guy.
I was an adult, I never realized he had an eye issue. Never realized it. I just thought he was
Eye
Stuart
issue?
Scott. Dude, he was like legally blind and couldn't you ever tell? He was like had a lazy eye in one eye. His glasses were super like
Yeah, I
thick
guess
on one
I
side.
never really paid attention with wearing his glasses and shit. Like,
You never did, right? Because they were
even this
so
podcast,
good.
nobody knows if we're blind. I mean, I'm blind as fuck.
I can't even see you. But I flipped over to 620, okay, and I was watching the Fox Sports anchors, and I was like, man, this is what it felt like when I was a kid watching ESPN.
Yeah.
They were going for it. They were going for it. They were cutting edge. The shit that they were saying, the words that they were using, the type of lingo, it was like, man, we got our backs up against the wall. We can say whatever we want. And it was super interesting. And I really felt like I cheated because I had been a Sports Center guy my whole life. And now I rarely find myself watching Sports Center.
Yeah.
Ever.
I'll be honest, I never watched Sports Center, dude. Ever.
Well, okay, can I chime in?
Yeah. That's what we're here for.
It's almost like,
of course.
I want to compare it to The Simpsons and Family Guy. That's how I see Sports Center compared to, like,
yes, that is a great analogy.
Because Sports Center has been forever around as the number one sports show, whatever, or news, and The Simpsons have carried on forever, right? So now it's like everyone switched over to Family Guy, and no one's watching The Simpsons. It's like that's what's happening with Sports Center. People are just going to FX what is it? Fox Sports
Fox
One
Sports, yeah.
and other
Fox Sports
venues.
1.
Exactly. So
Dude,
that's
that's
where.
exactly it. You've hit it with the analogy of all time. That's it. Because I
Yeah.
remember when Family Guy first came on, like I was into it because I was young, but none of the older crowd was into it. Now Family Guy is just taking over. Now,
Yeah.
people, nobody
Dude, Seth
fucks with
MacFarlane's killing
Simpsons
the game.
anymore.
Yeah.
No one.
Simpsons is it's. I mean, I don't even know why they're still around, but they're gonna
They
end
still have
soon.
their
Yeah.
hardcore, demographic, and that's probably all they're getting. But dude, I don't even mess with Family Guy, to be honest. I used to do. I used to love The Simpsons. I don't
I
watch The
don't
Simpsons. I don't
anymore.
watch
I
Family
don't
Guy.
fuck with Family Guy anymore. But
Dude,
like,
as we get older, it's crazy how shit changes, huh? Like your whole, like, you want to watch more like true stories and crime stories and documentaries and, like,
not
you
me,
know.
not crime stories. I want to watch more real shit.
Well, that's what I'm
Though
saying.
it's
Well, crime
you're
stories
right.
is real shit.
The most recent show that I was into was called Naked and Afraid on Discovery. I don't
Dude,
know if
that
you guys
was the
seen it.
shit. Oh, that was the shit. I love that show.
That's a good show.
I love that show.
The Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah.
No
I
reservations.
love Anthony Bourdain. Oh God,
I went to
no
a
reservation.
Bourdain spot that he raided in New York, and that was, dude, this Chinese place was so legit. So I get to New York and I get into a Uber, right? Actually, it was a Lyft car. So I'm talking to the guy. I'm like, dude, we want to go to Chinatown. We want to go to like a freaking legit China spot, right? And he's like, bro, you want like legit Chinese food? And I'm like, dude, I want something like Hong Chong Ching, like, dude, that's like killing the game. That's like super
Original, authentic.
authentic, right? Like super authentic. I love Chinese. I love Thai Chinese food and Japanese food. That's my shit. So this guy's like, dude, okay, you know who Anthony, Bourdain is? And I'm like, yeah, the food critic guy. And he's like, yeah. He's like, dude, so this guy went to this spot and he was, this is his spot for Chinese food. So we go over there, dude. The best food I've had in a long, long time. They had this crab dish that was like these little tiny, like small crabs, like, and it was marinated in the sauce, and it's just so good, dude. But anyway, his plaque's like up on the wall, like his pictures up there and stuff. But it's kind of sketchy when you go there because you get dropped off like at this curb site. Okay, it's just a curb with a sign that's all in Chinese. You can't, read anything. You have to walk down steps. You're underground. There's no windows. Okay. We were the only customer. I was going to say like we were like the only white customer there, but no, we were the only customer at all. There were 4 employees. All 4 employees literally stood on the opposite side of the restaurant and watched us like a hawk, dude. Like looked right at us like as we ate. We're like, dude, this is so uncomfortable. The food's good, but this is uncomfortable as shit. But anyway, we're getting off track, but you need to check it out. And I need to find the name of that place. I think it's called like Hop Sing Ping or some shit like that.
Well, what's cool about Anthony Bourdain is his wife actually trains Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Oh,
And he's
nice.
actually a good friend of Joe Rogan and UFC because his wife is super into it. And because of that, he's kind of into it. And so Joe Rogan actually had him on the podcast, and they like know his wife because she actually trains in California and like, does jujitsu. She's actually pretty good. It's kind of cool because I love him, man. I've always liked his shit when I was young. Always flipped on the No Reservation show, and he was always there just smoking his cigarettes. Like, get me the fuck out of here. He's always about that shit, and no
Yeah.
longer on. No, he's just got a new show now, though, doesn't he? I think he's got a new show or something.
I don't know, dude. You ever watch Man vs. Food at all?
Oh yeah.
Good
I
show.
used to. It's not on anymore, right?
Oh, I think what happened is the guy like went on a diet, right? And like
No.
he wanted to stop doing the food challenges and shit.
You
And
know what really happened?
no, what?
You know what really happened? He actually
he
almost
fucking
died.
escaped and moved to Argentina.
No, he almost died on one of these food challenges.
Dude,
and so
I don't doubt it.
No, he did. He almost died on one of the food challenges, and he quit. He quit. He was like, I can't do it.
Really?
I can't do it anymore. He almost died.
Well,
on a food challenge.
I think he's still got like he's got a new show on the Food Network or something, but he's doing
Yeah,
some other
it's like
stuff now.
foreign foods or something like that. Or he's just like because he's a name now. He's a face now.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I mean, he's
It was
and
a good
those
show.
shows
I
were
liked the show.
awesome though, right?
Dude,
like
super dope.
when he could when he couldn't pound those super hot wings. You're just like you're voting for him to get through them, but you know he couldn't do it.
Well, I wonder what I gotta find out what challenge that was that he was unsuccessful, or like, you know, he almost died on, dude.
Well,
That's crazy.
You almost got to believe after the show he was just puking that stuff right back up.
Dude, I
There's
would
no,
be.
there's no
Oh my
way that
God.
he can keep that food just chilling there and not be fatter than what he was.
Well, yeah, he does like the interview afterwards. I mean, that's just, you know,
There's no way.
yeah, he's all comfortable.
I
I
don't
would have,
believe
yeah,
it.
I would have puked all that shit out super
Yeah.
quick.
I mean, it's
And that could have been a health issue too, that like was kind of on the back scenes that like nobody really, you know, were talking about or whatever.
They're
You
not
know,
going to
too.
talk about that.
Yeah, yeah, because you start throwing up.
Do-do-do,
Oh, update again.
Here's a text from my uncle. Okay, this my uncle Seth MacFarlane is an operative for the Illuminati. He
Oh,
put
fuck.
suggestive ideas in his cartoons at the request of his masters, just case is the point this episode where Robin Williams died, which was created at least a year earlier than Robin Williams died and was aired on the same night that Robin Williams died. Coincidence? I think not.
I agree with your uncle. 100%. The Illuminati sign was actually shown in the, I don't know if you guys saw the episode The
No.
Simpsons. I'm sorry, what is it? The Griffins Go to Springfield. Did you see that they put the shows together, both of them?
I remember.
I'm gonna watch it now.
I remember it. I think I watched a little bit of it. I don't think I watched all of it.
The first skit is you know, the Griffins showing up to the Springfield sign, and then in that sign they had the triangle signal with the eye.
Oh shit!
Which is all Illuminati.
Right.
It the all-seeing eye.
Yep, exactly. It gave me chills through my body. I'm like, it's the transition. It's like we're giving you the takeover, which was interesting. So you should. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna see if I can Google it right now.
You should.
Show.
That's crazy. That's crazy. It scares me. I don't like that.
Dude, that was a crazy didn't it? I never fucking even knew that.
Oh yeah. No, there's a lot of stuff that Family Guys portrays.
Dude, I went to
real life.
I ended up going to the Seth MacFarlane show, and it was basically like him and himself. It was it. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was going to be like a comedy show or something, you know. We had a rude awakening, bro. It was crazy. Like, he gets up on stage, okay? The whole place is blacked out, and there's one
Where
spotlight.
was this?
This was in LA. So the place is packed, okay? It was promoted by K-Rock, which is like the biggest radio station for alternative music out here. Promotes Seth MacFarlane stuff, or, you know, whatever. So I don't know if we won the tickets or how we got. Maybe we bought them. I don't know, because we, you know, Family Guy at that time was like on its highest level. So we ended up going, you know, and we thought it was going to be like a comedy show. So we get there, and like I said, the whole place is blacked out. There's only one spotlight. The spotlight's on Seth. He's down there with just a mic and a stool and a bottle of Jack Daniels. Okay. So the show, you know, kind of kicks off. He does like a little intro, like, hey, you know, I'm Seth MacFarlane, blah, 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 you know, and you know, this, I'm here to do a little, you know, couple things. He would transition into like a couple Family Guy characters, you know, his voices and stuff, and, you know, make it funny in the very beginning. But then basically, like, he would just start pounding Jack Daniels. Like, I'm talking like pound the shit. And like all of a sudden, you know, like he would do a song, you know, he would like sing some kind of fucking Sinatra-esque song, you know, that we're just like, what is this shit? You know, we're looking at each other the whole fucking show, like, what the fuck? So we're only like 20 minutes in, Seth's hammered already. Okay. We're like, dude, this is fucking bizarre. And he's like slurring his words, bro. Like, can't fucking hardly speak, singing these songs, like just like out of control, like off key, off everything. And we're like, what the fuck is this? I couldn't figure it out, dude. We left. I didn't know what to do. I was just like, we got to get out of here. This is like not what I expected.
Wow.
Everyone was looking at each other like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, it was the weirdest experience of any live show that I've ever been to. Was the Seth MacFarlane show. I'll never forget it. We left after like probably 25, 30 minutes. It was absolutely bizarre, dude. Like, his whole show was just to get hammered and fucking sing a bunch of songs that he likes.
So
that was the show.
He ended up being in a situation where he was booked for an event he didn't want to do. or something where he was just like,
But it's
man,
crazy because it was like dude, it was highly talked about. Like I said, he was on the radio station like promoting it, sold a bunch of tickets after that. Like that's how we heard about it. The place was packed. I don't know, bro. It was the weirdest thing. So I'll never do another Seth MacFarlane thing. Like I liked his movie Ted, I like Ted. I didn't even see Ted 2. You see Ted 2?
no, I haven't seen it, but I like the movie though. I like the concept.
Yeah. So I like him
I
as a
like
comedian.
Marky Mark.
Dude, Mark Wahlberg is the shit though. God
I
damn, I
love
love
him.
that guy. I want to see that new movie. What is that new movie
Yep.
where he's like the dad and the stepdad?
Stepfathers or something like
Stepfather.
that.
Is that what it's called? Dude, I want
Oh,
to see that.
stepdaddy, I think it is.
Yeah, that looks funny. That looks funny.
Did you
Okay,
find
the
anything? What's
absolute
the
last
update?
thing. What do you got?
No, go ahead, Go ahead, Matt. I'm just looking
The
at that to
absolute
see.
last thing I had on my list here. Okay. And this actually made me laugh and shit. Um, so me, I'm a scavenger. Okay. I'm the guy at work where if you if you ain't eating the rest of your lunch, like let me get on that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like if you had 3/4 of a sandwich and I, like, hey, avocado
You gonna eat the rest
BLT.
of that?
Yeah, like, dude, I know you. I fucking work with you for the last 1,000 days of my life. Like, I know who you are.
Yeah.
You know, you're not a stranger to me. So one of our that we work with had a kid, or has a kid in school, and they were selling cookie dough, right?
Okay.
Well, it's been a while since they got this cookie dough. It was a sponsorship, a fundraiser. We know these, right? So I'm sitting there, shit. I probably haven't had lunch. It's 1 o'clock, and I eat at 11:30 every day. That's what I do. Uh, if I don't eat at 11:30, it's like, okay, it's getting late. I gotta eat. I gotta eat. So I always like, you can always catch me about noon, like kind of snooping around, like, oh, you gonna eat all them chips? Oh, can I have some of those chips? Just trying to get a little bit in me till lunch, right? Well, he got the cookie dough, and I'm like, oh, okay, fire up those cookies. So I work in an appliance store, so we turn on an oven, we get the cookies, ready to go, and by this time I'm working, right? And so the cookies go in the oven. I don't even know I'm working. The cookies are out of the oven, but of course, the second they're out of the oven, I'm ready to, right? I go into the break room. I take a look at these cookies. I'm like, oh, okay. These cookies, oh, good. I see white chocolate chips. I'm like, that's all I see. So I'm like, okay, I nab one of those cookies. I take a bite of them, and I'm like, cranberry white chocolate chip cookies.
Okay.
And I must have spit the damn thing out of my mouth. I was like, what the fuck are cranberries doing in these white chocolate chip cookies?
Yeah.
I was straight pissed. Where
Hell
the
no.
fuck happened to the goddamn original chocolate chip cookies? How come and here I am, this really grinds my gears,
Here we
Family
go.
Guy moment, just to take it back. This grinds my gears. Why the fuck is there so many goddamn choices of cookies? I want
Here's
to
the
eat a
thing.
chocolate chip cookie. What the hell where's the
Because
chocolate chip cookies?
because we live in America, bro. And America's objective is to fuck shit up. That's all we do. That's our fucking
Dude,
motto,
I
bro.
just want a damn chocolate
America.
chip cookie.
Let's fuck some shit up. That's how we
No,
do things, dude. Oh, the
I
American
wanted to
cookie?
relive
It's
my
perfect. Fuck that, dude. Let's add some cranberries to that hoe
chocolate
and
chip
let's make them
cookie.
white chocolate chip. No.
Oh,
But we can do it, so we do it. That's how it is. That's how we do
dude,
everything, dude.
I'm not
We're the
happy
greatest
about it.
fucking place on this
All
fucking
I'm
planet,
saying
bro.
is I just wanted a damn chocolate chip
Okay.
cookie. That's
And
it. I don't know why there's so many
Hold
different
up.
kinds.
We got breaking news coming in.
okay, so this is the sign that I told you about that when Family Guy meets the
Oh, let's
Simpson.
see it. You got to put it up right to the camera as we're
This
talking.
this is drawn in there, people. This is not just like some coincidence. Like no, this is cartoons by
So
drawn by
yeah,
people
no, it couldn't have slipped
and
its way
animated.
in.
Exactly. Here we go,
It
Jason. Go ahead and show it to the camera. You see
had
it
to
right
be.
there?
You got to talk while you
Oh
show it.
yeah. Okay, all
See if
right.
you
Let
can
me
show
show
it
it
to
to
the
the
camera,
camera
to the
real quick.
viewers.
It's a very almost hidden piece. Okay, let's get a little closer. Jarrell, keep talking.
You
But
see it right there,
if
that
you
yellow
look by,
sign? It's
yeah,
the
look by
eye.
his stomach.
I don't know why it has a MySpace sign as well. There you go. You see it?
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
eye triangle. There you go.
See that
Illuminati
right
all
there?
day. Drawn
Right
in
there.
there. Passing the torch.
Crazy.
it's hard to really see it because
It is hard. Let me see if I can get a little closer to this camera so it can like boom right
There you
there.
go. You see it?
Boom. You see that?
Oh,
Oh,
a little bit
no.
closer, a little bit closer,
Okay.
closer,
Okay, we'll
because
go
it's got
again.
to
We'll go again.
focus
But
in on it.
anyways, let's just say it's there. You can Google it. You can Google it. It's there. Okay, here. Let's try one more time.
people. One more
One more
time. There
time.
you go.
Okay, ready? Right
Do
here.
you see it, Matt?
Boom. You see the triangle with the eye? Come on, baby. Tell me you see it.
I see it now. The reason why I couldn't talk because the camera flashes to me if I talk. But
Got you.
yeah, no, and you couldn't. And the thing is, like, in probably that one tiny, tiny scene section, just a little cut. It's there. It had to have been placed there. It's not
Of
some
course.
automatic. It's not some shit that just, hey, I'm gonna render this like it's just auto. No, somebody put it there for what reason, like, and why. And
see,
you know, Seth MacFarlane is looking at it all.
But here's the thing, though. So, Seth MacFarlane has all control of his show, and he's a comedian, right? So, like, his thing is like, he's going to try to make fun of or include anything that will gain. Like I try to tell you, like, with our show, like, and how we're going to promote this thing and how we're going to gain viewers. Like, he's where he is for a reason. He's very smart. Okay.
So we got to get an all-seeing eye in on one of these.
Well,
or?
I'm just saying we got to start thinking outside the box. That's what I'm saying. We got to start thinking outside the box because I'm trying to have 100 million viewers, not just 2.
Yeah, but you know what?
We will get there, right?
Yeah, that's it. We
But
just need time spent.
Yeah, but Seth MacFarlane, like, is a very talented guy. So, like, whether that was placed there because, whatever, or whether it was placed there because, he's just trying to create talk or create, something or just a laugh or whatever it may be that he's looking for. He's a very smart guy in what he's doing. So I don't think he's a part of the Illuminati, but I think that
You know what, Jason? This is the way I see it.
Okay,
Like
go
right
ahead.
now, you just mentioned the big point.
Yeah.
We have a couple of viewers, and thank you for watching. Matt Senior, his mom, his uncle. You guys are great.
We had like
Love you.
6 at one
we
time.
love you.
You just said it. If we have 100 million viewers, don't you think that the big people, the ones that really run the show, will come up to us and change us for the worse? Like throw money at us, throw us.
Of course.
Don't make us wear that triangle shirt, man. They're gonna pay you. They come up to you. I'm gonna give you $10 million for you to wear that triangle shirt with that eye.
You put Coca-Cola sign in the back,
Shoot.
right? Like that's what it is. Yeah, a Coke sign or
that's how
that
they
damn
buy you.
Patriots. jersey.
That's how they bought Justin Bieber, Madonna, Britney Spears. I mean, they'll buy you. They'll knock on your door and say, "Hey, this is what we want you to do. We're giving you 20 million because to the money's nothing." So, but you darn right, I'm gonna wear that shirt for $10 million.
Hell yes, you would.
Shit, I
Hell
don't care if I believe it or
yes.
not. I'm gonna wear it. And obviously, we're promoting
be
the devil
true.
because that's what that is. You're
That may
promoting
be
the
true.
devil.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Okay, I can respect that. I can respect that. I like that. I like that.
Jarrell,
Yes, sir.
it's been nice having you on
Of course,
the
it's
cast.
been a great time. I think
Hey, you have been a really great guest. I really have appreciated having you on here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I think
guys
we
for
had a
having me.
great show.
I
I
think
think we had a great show. I hope whoever it was that was tuning in, a lot of family, but anybody that was tuning in enjoyed themselves. I hope they keep tuning in. I hope they appreciate us as much as we appreciate them.
I think
'Cause
maybe
when
next
you-
month you guys should have me back.
Yeah,
just
no,
did
it could be definitely monthly, at least.
We'll handshake that.
Definitely
Yeah.
appreciated. Dude, hey
Well,
Jarrell, I'm gonna let you got anything? You got anything else?
No, I just want to make sure, we have a long weekend ahead of us. It's still Friday, it's still early.
I was talking to Jarrell.
Okay. Go ahead, Jarrell.
No, Matt, I had a good time. Thank you guys again. I think you guys have a good show here. With more research and more putting yourself out there, like you said, tagging stuff and just putting it out there, you guys will get more viewers.
Hey Jarrell, internet.
Uh-oh.
My dad says he loves you. He really appreciates your viewership. He said that all of us are really good dudes and something that people can really
What
sit
about me?
down
I
and
got no
watch.
love.
Thank you for the blessings.
see,
All
he-
of us. I said all of us.
He did.
I
But
said all of us.
he pointed out Jarrell though, but that's okay. Okay.
He pointed out Jarrell with 2 R's and 2 L's, but he
hell
he didn't know. He doesn't know.
No.
Hey Jarrell, I got one thing to say to you
Go
though.
ahead.
Yeah.
You down with APP?
Yeah, you know me.
Yeah, you know me, right?
All right, players.
right here.
Hey,
Hey,
Happy New Year.
happy New Year.
Happy
Much love.
New Year. All right, brothers. Until next time.
Bye, guys.
One and out.